Pirates Cove, right where we are, was a nightclub that was as exciting, and in those days, you know, the place was jam-packed and people were dancing. They were dancing ska and rocksteady and so on. And so I'm really happy to see that here we are again, but we're not at Pirates Cove tonight. We're at Ribby's. And I really want to congratulate the team, Don, Ribby, and Kamal, for really making this happen. I'm really very happy. And I want you to give the three guys who have done a wonderful job in getting this place up and running a big round of applause. Let me see if you're hearing me. Now, things are going to get even better, because as we open up Port Royal to visitors to Kingston, because Port Authority is now introducing what is called a sea walk, and the ship will dock out at sea and we'll have a floating pier. And they're hoping that this will come on stream next year in time for the tourist season. And as the ferry is reintroduced, and we have all kinds of exciting things happening in Port Royal and downtown Kingston, it is going to be rivaling other waterfronts, other places in the world. I'm only sorry that I had an apartment in the Ocean Towers and I sold it. Big mistake. Big mistake. And so I just want to wish you all the success. And as we finalize arrangements to declare entertainment zones, this will be one of the first locations to be officially declared an entertainment zone.
So joining us now is the Minister of Entertainment and Sports, Olivia Babsy Grange. How are you, Minister Grange?
I'm good, I'm good.
How are you enjoying the Ribby's Ocean Lounge experience?
It's great, and in fact it takes me back to my young years, because this is a space where we used to have a lot of fun. Victoria Pier, Pirates Cove, it was the happening, and I'm happy to see downtown Kingston is coming back to its former glory days.
So, entertainment is something that we all want to see being developed in any major city. Tell us, how does this setup add to that thrust towards developing entertainment in Kingston?
Well, Ribby's is bringing back life to our capital city. And you know, entertainment is at the center of Brand Jamaica. Our culture, our music, and our creative people. And so, entertainment downtown Kingston is going to really open up the city. It's a cultural city. We are designated the UNESCO Creative City of Music. And we are now waiting on our nomination of reggae as Jamaican heritage music to be inscribed on the UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage Site. And when that happens, that will be the icing on the cake. And so, when I see all that's happening now downtown Kingston and what is projected to be done, just the vibrancy and the old charm of Kingston and the excitement of this cultural city is going to just explode. I'm a downtown girl, born and bred in West Kingston, downtown Kingston. And we are used to a city that does not sleep. And over the years, things had just basically stopped happening. So now we're seeing the regeneration of Kingston, capital city. We're going to see a rebirth and a resurgence of activities and prosperity.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to downtown Kingston. It feels really, really good to be right here with the friends and family that are in the building tonight. We've been open for approximately, I would say, a month with a soft opening in September, and today, November 1st, is historic. When you came inside, you saw a ribbon on the front door, which will be cut shortly, and it is symbolic for the reopening of this space downtown Kingston. For a lot of persons who may not be aware, we will be open 7 days a week, starting at midday every day, starting today. 7 days a week, you will be able to come downtown and have top quality entertainment, drinks and food until midnight, and on Friday and Saturday until 2 a.m.
At least.
At minimum, until the minister declares the entertainment zone, and then we suspect we can go for 24 hours.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you all again to the new Victoria Pier.
Done.
Right here in downtown Kingston. Yes, I got a little tongue. Tonight is a milestone in the entertainment industry, as the older folks, a little older than me, would have experienced, as what Baptist said, the minister, that Victoria Pier, a long time ago, was the spot, the place to be for entertainment. And tonight, the brand Ribbies is here with us to launch downtown Kingston right here at the new Victoria Pier. And we are happy that you all could take your time out to be with us and experience Ribbies Ocean Lounge. I think we have said enough, and it's time to eat, drink, and be merry. First of all, let me welcome Business Access TV to Ribbies on the Ocean. The opening night, last night, has been exceptionally supported by the press and the media. And I must say, everything has been going fine. And the response for Ribbies Ocean Lounge has been marvelous. People have been coming, people have been calling, and the atmosphere down here is superior. Ribbies Ocean and Ribbies Ultra Lounge at Barbican are two different personalities in terms of our decor, you know. So you would like either one whenever you come to Barbican or on the ocean. Come on down, downtown is alive.
All human life is precious. Respect life. No more senseless killing. No more.
Welcome back to BATV's coverage of the official opening of Ribbies Ocean Lounge right here at the Victoria Pier in downtown Kingston. Stay tuned for more highlights.
But I just want to say, when Digicel came downtown 7 years ago, we took a chance, and it was seen as a big move by a big corporate company to throw its weight behind the capital city of Jamaica, where all the action was. And we did it. And we are very happy to be part of what's happening in downtown. And we'd like to believe that we started the whole movement once again. And so I'd like to commend Ribby's, Don, Kamal, for showing faith in downtown and for investing in downtown and helping to bring Victoria Pier back to life with the Ribby's brand. And so we're very pleased to be working with them and was very happy to come on board to show them the hospitality that we have to offer for anybody who wants to come and invest in downtown. And I think they've done a tremendous job. It's a beautiful location. I think it's going to be many years that this place will have a lot of success in bringing entertainment and life to downtown, and we look forward to that. We look forward to the quality of the brand, bringing a new, fresh perspective to the nightlife fair in downtown Kingston. And I congratulate them, and I hope you congratulate them with me. And please support them and support downtown. And thank you everybody for coming out tonight. Thank you, Ribby's.
So joining us now is Justin Moran. He is the CEO of Digicel Jamaica. How are you, sir?
Great, and you?
I'm well. How are you enjoying the Ribby's Ocean Lounge experience downtown?
Oh, it's fantastic. You know, what these guys have done here, I'm very proud of that achievement because Digicel came down here 7 years ago, and we really started, in our opinion, a movement to rejuvenate downtown. And we really have a lot of faith in what downtown can bring Jamaica. So we're very happy to see what these guys have done, the investment they've made into bringing Ribby's down here. And they've done a fantastic job. It's great inside, atmosphere is lovely, the food is great, the company is great, the decor is amazing, and they've really put a lot into creating a nice environment for people to come down and enjoy in the evening. So I'm very happy and pleased to see Ribby's down here finally in downtown Kingston.
Great, so you guys have a partnership with Ribby's Ocean Lounge. Tell us a little bit about that.
So, you know, they reached out to us and they said they were coming here, and then, you know, for us it was just a no-brainer to jump on board to help them out. And so we put fiber down here for them so that they could offer their patrons free Wi-Fi. We've also wired them up to have our TV services. So now you can come down here and watch your favorite sports matches at all times of the day.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here and to be playing a role in revitalizing downtown Kingston, Jamaica. Loose Cannon Tours started just about 2 years ago. We have 2 weekly cruises. We also do charters. We've had a good relationship with Ribby's for that time. They have held our hand and helped us forge our way forward. And now we're continuing that partnership right here on the waterfront. So most of our activities, especially our charters for all the Christmas parties and so on, will take place out of Ribby's down here. And we sail out of here every Friday night. And we continue to work together. As you can see, this is a fantastic location right here on the water. And Kingston, it's hard to believe. 2 weeks ago on a Saturday night, we were down here till 4 o'clock in the morning and nobody wanted to leave. And this is Kingston, Jamaica. That's, everybody is so comfortable downtown once again. I used to hear about it when I was a kid, how people used to walk back and forth downtown. Now it's back here again. Ribby's has played a phenomenal part in revitalizing downtown, and we're very pleased to be one of their partners, and we'll work to continue to serve together. Thank you very much. Well, we've been working together for almost 2 years now, and now Ribby's has moved on to the water, so it's a marriage made in heaven. We're working very closely with each other. So most of our, well, every Friday night now, we sail from here 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock. We have a harbor cruise every Friday night, and most of our charters will also originate from here. Well, we have a special cost for our residents. For example, Friday night is 6,500 Jamaican dollars. For a Jamaican resident, it's 65 US for a non-resident. On Sunday to the beach, it would be $8,000 for a resident and 85 US for a non-resident. And that includes open bar and buffet. So it's food and drink inclusive.
Coming from Montego Bay, we own Pier 1, so we're on the waterfront. This is perfect for me. Finally, I can come to Kingston and go to somewhere that feel like I'm in Jamaica.
What would you say to other persons with regards to establishing businesses downtown, entertainment businesses particularly?
Well, obviously it's a hit. So I would recommend that anybody that have the pull, that can move people, move them to the waterfront, because it's much better than the congestion of New Kingston and a lot of the packed areas now. The waterfront is wide open, so I think it's a good idea. Let's struck gold.
So far, what are you enjoying the most?
So far, everything has been good. The liquor been good, the service been excellent, music been on point, and just the whole ambience is just fabulous.
So with me now is Deidre, she's a patron here. How's the opening night for Ribby's Ocean Lounge?
I mean, it's excellent. I'm having so much fun. It's great.
So what do you say to other people who might be skeptical about coming on down?
You should be here. You should be here. It's a good vibe. You'll enjoy yourself, trust me.
And what's your favorite part of the experience so far?
Well, everything. Everything so far. Yes, everything.
So I'm sure you've been to the other Ribbies. Which you prefer and why?
Well, I like the both of them, but because we have the water outside, that's a bonus right there.
So we've been bringing you the highlights from the Ribby's Ocean Lounge downtown Kingston grand opening. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with more highlights.
Adam and Eve Day Spa and Salon plans to indulge you this Valentine's Day. Ah yes, drift away, cocoon your body in rich chocolatey goodness, add a massage or a facial in our executive suite. Try out our rainforest water massage to ignite your experience. Do your hair or a couple's mani-pedi. Treat your taste buds to succulent chocolate treats. Come, be pampered. Call us at 754-6018 or visit us at 22 Bago Avenue, New Kingston. Give the gift of love. Give Adam and Eve. Gift certificates available.
On the next episode of Weekend Business Report, human trafficking ring busted. Trinidad and Tobago police rescue Venezuelan girls forced into prostitution. That plus company news, the top business stories, and the latest stock market numbers from around the world. That's Weekend Business Report with me, Keneal Gale, this Saturday and Sunday.
With me now is Mr. Kamal Banky. He's one of the shareholders in this Ribby's Ocean Lounge and the Ribby's franchise overall. Tell us, what does this establishment in downtown Kingston mean for you and your shareholders?
For me, it's a triumph over the naysayers. A lot of people said we couldn't do it. A lot of people said we were crazy to decide to come to downtown Kingston. I said I believe in Kingston, Jamaica, and I want to build another franchise of our original business, successful business, Ribby's Ultra Lounge, on the waterfront. We got an opportunity and we said, well, guess what? We're going to bring our vibrations downtown and build the energy from the epicenter of the waterfront at Victoria Pier.
Tell us some of the challenges that you might have faced in establishing Ribby's here.
One of the things is really that people didn't understand what our vision was. I mean, they were like, you're going to bring a nightclub to the waterfront, like, because they see what Barbican is. But every one of our properties that we will open, I mean, this is the second one, will have a different identity. So this one has a distinct identity, distinct look and feel, a distinct layout, and that gives it identity, and will get the people that it's supposed to get. Host them in the way that they're supposed to be hosted. And for me, it's very important that people understand what we're trying to sell here. For me, the food experience on the waterfront is one of the most important things you can get. The bar experience is great, but when you come down here, you're going to stay here for 6 hours. And if you stay here for 6 hours, you're going to eat. And then you're going to have a drink. You might eat again and have 2 more drinks. And relax a little bit, drink some water, and then go to your yard. But most importantly, we are building an ecosystem of people here that are going to be very happy and very, very comfortable hanging out with us every day downtown Kingston.
So we miss the big man himself. This is Don Curry. Mr. Curry, how are you, sir?
I'm good. They say without vision the people perish. So we like to see when our visions come alive.
All right, so tell us now, what led you to establish Ribby's Ocean Lounge in downtown Kingston?
Okay, we have a vision. And it's not limited to locally, but anywhere in the world you go, your waterfront is usually the center of entertainment, etc. We are on the 7th best harbor in the world, and we had a discussion among ourselves, me, Ribby Kamat, and myself, and we decided that we, as a brand that is established, need to lead the revitalization of downtown Kingston. We believe in Kingston. We support the mayor's vision of Kingston. We support the government's vision of Kingston. And we basically just put our money where everybody just chat. This venture is successful because there are other people who are appreciative of our foresight and vision, and the support has been overwhelming. And I like to use this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for the people who have come here, because we have opened this business and it has not affected Ribby's Ultra Lounge in Barbican. So obviously we're doing something right.
Here we are with one of the patrons here at the Ocean Lounge, Ribby's Ocean Lounge in downtown Kingston. Tell us your name and how you're enjoying the experience.
I'm Gabrielle Davis, and this is actually my second time being at Ribby's downtown, and it's like a really open vibe. Honestly, the best thing I liked about tonight was the food.
Alright. And what would you say to the person who probably be skeptical coming downtown?
Honestly, I have never been skeptical about coming downtown, but to anybody who might be, I have nothing bad to say, no bad reviews. It's a very safe place. The food is good, the drinks are good, and the crowd is good. So I would say come.
So I'm joined by Shelly. She's another patron here at Ribby's Ocean Lounge downtown Kingston. How are you enjoying the experience?
Excellent, excellent experience. I mean, there's a lot of vision actually in this space, and I really need to congratulate Ribby and his partners for really putting together this. I mean, it's just all about the right persons, the music, the vibe, and of course the great cuisine. Excellent.
So far, what's your favorite part of the experience?
Boys, you're putting me on the spot, you know. I mean, I would say that everything really tied in very well. And that's what I would say. Tied in very well.
All right, gentlemen, so tell us how you're enjoying the experience so far.
Great experience, fabulous experience. To be downtown at this time, fabulous experience.
How's the experience for you?
Excellent. Ribby's is the place.
So with us now is Captain King. He's one of the bartenders here at Ribby's Ocean Lounge downtown Kingston. Tell us, how does it feel to work with the Ribby's franchise?
Well, I'm the bar supervisor here, and it's a great opportunity for me as a celebrity mixologist, I might call myself. And I've been mixing for a lot of brands, and it's such an honor to actually be on the waterfront and be the man that is in charge for all the mixes. So it's a great honor, that's all I can say. Big up Ribby's Ocean Lounge, big up Dan, Kamal, and Ribby, of course. It's my pleasure being a part of the team.
As for patrons who want to come out and come downtown to Ribby's Ocean Lounge, what are some of the specials that you have here offering?
Oh my God. Everybody that knows me knows that I make great and amazing drinks. Always out of the box, so we have an interesting drink called Rough Waters, which includes Scotch bonnet pepper, along with a lot of other interesting Jamaican ingredients. So we have like soursop, we have a tamarind martini, we have a lot of interesting drinks. So as long as you come and you just interact with us, we'll give you some of the available cocktails we have at Ribby's Ocean Lounge.
And that brings us to the end of our coverage of the Ribby's Ocean Lounge Downtown Kingston Media Mingle. As always, thanks for staying tuned to Business Access TV. I'm Javon Keys, and remember, we're serious about business.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On Point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung. Dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Carousel came at a time when we really needed internet service for teaching and learning in the classroom. So we embraced it. When it came, the teachers embraced it because now they are able to use the internet in the classroom. They don't necessarily have to download things prior to learning.
Since we have gotten the internet, I must say that there is a great enthusiasm about learning, having access to different resources via the internet. You know, you just see a difference in the students as to how they approach, you know, finding out new information.
Before we had the internet service, we had problems using our laptops, getting e-stories to our children. And you know, there are other things in the curriculum that we needed to use the internet with, and we could not because we didn't have any service. And it was free. So, you know, it was very much appreciated. So thanks to Claricel, they have made it so much easier for us.
We could not meet our demand, and we lost the light owing $72,000. And whether you want to believe it, yes or no, a man struggling and still yet he saw it fit to write a check of $40,000 to the Trinitarian Basic School so that we are able now to have light.
This is the best internet service that we have received in this community. We have no problems with this service. The teachers use it every single day. In fact, there are several persons who have spoken to read this Carousel service, and indeed, this service is excellent.
Hi, I'm Richard Pandoy, CEO for the Separate Group of Companies. You're watching Business Access TV. We're serious about business.
It's Restorative Justice Week, with a focus on restorative approach to school to prison pipeline in Jamaica. And we take it further to the workplace.
It affects the organization's relationship internally, it affects the dynamics of that, it affects productivity, it affects communication, it affects a number of things.
So stay with us to hear from the experts on how to manage those conflicts. Hello and welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Also in the show, living with lupus and providing the right learning environment for children with special needs.
Hey there. So, did you know that plastic bags were introduced to supermarkets in 1977? The production of plastic bags are toxic to the environment as the process involves the use of petroleum, natural gas and other chemicals. 160,000 plastic bags are used globally every second and 5 trillion are produced yearly. Side by side, they can encircle the world 7 times. Plastic degrades after 700 years and will only fully degrade in 1,000. This means that all the plastic that has ever been produced has not degraded. It remains toxic even after it breaks down. 13 million metric tons of plastic end up in the ocean every year, and at least 800 species worldwide are affected by marine debris, of which 80% is plastic and is mistaken for food by turtles, fish, and other marine life. Research has shown that fish caught for human consumption contain plastic nanoparticles. An average family will use 60 plastic bags on 4 visits to the supermarket, and only 1 to 3% are recycled worldwide. Play your part in advancing your welfare and that of the earth. Support the ban on plastic. Reduce, reuse, recycle, and get eco-friendly bags for you and your 1877.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, February 7. Another Zone of Special Operations, ZOSO, is likely to be named before the end of March. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says allocations have been made in the 2019-2020 budget, and once it is approved, ZOSOs will be established in several communities across the island.
We intend to and have budgeted for a few more communities in the coming fiscal year. And we believe that these interventions through the zones of special operations will contribute to the reduction of the murder rate, to the reduction of crimes generally, but to, more importantly, Mr. Speaker, establish peace in our country.
The Prime Minister was addressing Tuesday's sitting of the House of Representatives, where he successfully moved 2 motions to extend the Mount Salem and Denham Town ZOSOs for a further 60 days. The communities are currently in the building phase of the operation, with land titling activities ongoing in Mount Salem and a $184 million infrastructure improvement project being implemented in Denham Town. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Andrew Holness says Jamaica has sought and received support from the European Union to execute the ZOSOs and other intervention programs.
More and more, Mr. Speaker, our development partners are taking interest in the zones of special operations because the challenge of violence in communities is not just a Jamaican occurrence. It is happening right across the Caribbean and in the wider Latin American region. So what we are doing is being studied. People are taking interest in it to see how well it works.
The Prime Minister asserts that the special security measures have been effective, as no murder has been recorded in Mount Salem and only 1 in Denham Town since their declaration as ZOSOs. As at February 4, the island has recorded 46 fewer murders than it did in the same period last year.
All possible measures that are permitted within our constitutional arrangements are being used.
Entities in Jamaica can freely do business with Windalco without the threat of sanctions. Mining Minister Robert Montague has given that assurance as the United States government moves to lift the sanctions imposed on UC Russell, the majority owner of the Windalco bauxite plant in St. Catherine. The minister says this is possible as independent persons now control a significant block of the shares of Enplus, UC Russell's parent company. In addition, he says UC Russell has agreed to transparency in its operations by undertaking ongoing audits and certification.
This, Mr. Speaker, is positive news for the government and people of Jamaica. It is positive news for Windalco and its over 1,000 employees who had faced an uncertain future when the sanctions were initially announced. It is positive news for Jamaican companies and individuals that conduct business with Windalco. It is indeed positive news for the economy.
On April 6 last year, the U.S. Department of Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control added 7 Russian oligarchs and 12 companies they control, including UC Russell, to its designated nationals list of OFAC sanctions. In other mining news, the Portfolio Minister has ordered the Jamaica Bauxite Institute, JBI, to conduct an audit of the country's mud lakes. Minister Robert Montague says the audit should assess the strength of the mud lakes' walls so that there are no breaches of groundwater systems. He points out that the bauxite industry is using a new disposal technique which involves stacking dry and thick mud and draining the mud so the liquid content evaporates. Mud lakes are the residual disposal areas for the bauxite industry. They contain properties such as iron oxide, aluminum oxide, and sodium oxide. Minister Montague says it is important for the industry and communities to coexist because bauxite is important to the island's economy. The Education Ministry will be building 17 new schools across the island. Portfolio Minister Senator Ruel Reid says submissions have been made to the Public Investment Management Secretariat for approval to construct the 10 primary and 7 high schools.
And PIM-C will make the final decision, and then as funds are available, the projects will be approved. We have to make sure there are enough institutions, publicly funded institutions, so no child will be left behind.
Senator Reid was addressing his ministry's press briefing on Tuesday. He pointed out that close to $2 billion had been spent on school infrastructure and maintenance since 2016. Spanish hotel chain H10 officially broke ground yesterday on its new property in Coral Spring, Trelawney. The Ocean Coral Spring by H10 will be open by year-end. It represents an investment of $250 million by the Spanish international brand. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says the hotel will further improve the allure of Trelawney as one of the country's preferred tourist areas.
Trelawney, in the next 3 years, will have the second largest inventory of tourism rooms in Jamaica because the expansion of Royalton is on track. Another 1,200 rooms, 6 on each side. The expansion of Oyster Bay is on track. Another 500 rooms. Then there is Amatera next door, which will start with 1,200 rooms. And then there is harmonization to come with another 2,000 or so rooms.
Ocean Coral Spring will consist of 2 5-star all-inclusive hotels and several entertainment and gastronomic facilities. And finally, the Heart Foundation of Jamaica is offering free blood pressure and blood sugar tests at a number of health centers throughout February as part of Heart Month observation. The foundation will also be hosting a medical symposium for health professionals and a CPR day to teach persons how to perform cardiopulmonary resuscitation. In the meantime, Executive Director Deborah Chen is encouraging persons to monitor their diets to help prevent heart disease.
There is a lot of evidence linking sugar with sweetened beverages and obesity, which increase your risk for diabetes and then heart disease. So we just need to be mindful. So certainly, if you watch what you drink and drink water instead, then you would go a far way to maintaining your calories and your healthy weight.
Mrs. Chen was speaking at a recent JIS think tank. With data showing that about 400 million people globally are diabetic, this February's Heart Month observation focuses on the theme, Diabetic Heart, Are You at Risk? And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Working together often comes with some level of disagreement that usually doesn't disrupt the workplace. But when these start to escalate, it's time for intervention. And the Dispute Resolution Foundation will tell us why and how.
conflict is unhealthy for productivity in the workplace. You guys can't continue like this. And she come in the morning and
I'm trying to show her, she just acts like idiot.
Alright, so here what? I have a video from the Dispute Resolution Foundation that I think you guys need to watch. Come with me.
A conflict is at its most fundamental, a disagreement. Workplace conflict has a number of significant impacts. There's a cost to conflict at the workplace. So someone seeing a dispute between two employees or between employees and the employer being played out in public might be inconvenienced by what is happening, but they're unaware of what's the cost. There are all kinds of costs, from personal costs, health costs, reputational costs, to financial costs. So conflict can impact somebody at the workplace. It can impact the production and productivity of the business. If you think of it, any workplace could find that between a supervisor or just between two employees, there could be an unresolved conflict and it affects how they work. So if we have to work in a way that says your work is affecting mine and vice versa, and we're not getting along, then over time what will happen is that we tend not to be very productive because we're not communicating with each other, we're not responding, we're not engaged. So it affects the organization's relationship internally, it affects the dynamics of that, it affects productivity, it affects communication, it affects a number of things. So simple things like management decisions may be impacted by conflict at the workplace.
Mediation is very, very important in order to solve conflicts like these and to ensure that we have productivity.
Conflict resolution is a very broad term used to describe different approaches to try and manage conflict when conflict occurs. So mediation is just one of those processes, a very structured process in which a neutral third party who is trained helps disputing parties to come to a resolution of their dispute. Now, at the workplace, that will be helping them to negotiate. So they may be unable to negotiate by themselves, so they may get somebody who is external to each of them to help them to resolve that dispute, and that person would play the role of a mediator.
So guys, this is where I come in, to sit with you both and to discuss the issue further. But before we get to the meat of the matter, there is just one more point to note.
Now, in order to do that, the mediator has to have some very effective communication skills. So how does the mediator communicate? And communicate in a way that includes both verbal and non-verbal, but at the same time interpreting what is it that the verbal and non-verbal cues that are coming from the parties. What are those cues saying? So the mediator has to be very effective at communication. Now, helping the parties to communicate may be a part of the communication, the larger communication skills of the mediator. However, at a particular point in time, mediator has to help the parties to negotiate. So the mediator has to be au fait with what negotiation is about, how are the parties negotiating, and help them to be able to negotiate in a way that settles the dispute that they have.
Alright, so as you guys can see, conflict, it's nothing new. Today was probably the first for you guys, and it maybe won't be the last. But based on the video that you've just seen, you can now tell the true effect of what conflict can do within the organization. So you see, it's very important for you to practice mediation and proper conflict resolutions. Now, having seen or heard all of that, what really happened today?
Good day, ladies. We're going into communities to identify persons on the voters list over 40 years old who have died, so the EOJ can update their voters list.
Oh, Derek can't come off of the list now in the last year I'm dead.
Exactly.
From November 2018, the EOJ will be conducting a special exercise to remove the names of voters that have passed away from the voters list. You can help. Call the EOJ at 888-991-VOTE. For more information, visit our website at ecj.com.jm.
Up next, Dr. Jacqueline Goldburn shares her experience of living with lupus a disease which affects the brain, lungs, kidneys, blood vessels, and other internal organs.
I was diagnosed with lupus in 2008, but from my own knowledge of what is happening, I must have had lupus all my life, as it were, because I've always been having symptoms. But the challenge that I had was that I was always misdiagnosed. And so that is the focus of my, the challenges in terms of, the doctors would think that I have something else and not lupus, but you'd have different symptoms. But I have systemic lupus, and lupus is not only systemic, but some persons just have what we call discord lupus or other little types, joint pains, and so on. But I have the full works. Well, I was extremely disappointed because I felt, oh my God, I have lived a good life. I have always been careful about what I eat. I've always been sure to exercise. I've used to be nice and slim and beautiful. And to hear that now I have this condition, I did not want to believe. And then it got worse after the diagnosis. You know, I had periods where I couldn't work at all. There was a 4-year period in my life that I never worked. I just couldn't work. I was just always sick. I was always in hospital. Sometimes I'm in intensive care, sometimes I am unconscious, sometimes I'm all kinds of things. So it has not been a very wonderful ride. In 2014, I became, my kidneys stopped working. So I was now in renal failure. And it means that I now have to go to dialysis. So there were days when I would just be so weak. My blood count, that's HB, would fall to a very low level. I had to get blood. I had to look at what I eat. I had to look at how much I do. I had no energy most times. I couldn't do anything. I just had to lie down in my bed. So just different things. You couldn't walk sometimes. Sometimes I can't talk clearly. Sometimes I can't see. Sometimes my hands are so sore and I can't use them. Sometimes just different things. My lungs would fail. Different things would happen. So I've been through the ropes. Mentally, it was devastating because I feel that that's not supposed to happen to me. So I went through that period. I actually went through a period of severe depression. I was just so depressed. I could not help myself. There were days I just cry and cry and cry. And part of that too is the medication that I take. Some of the steroids make you depressed. And then you look into the mirror and you look at yourself and say, who is this? I don't know you. Can I tell you, I have learned to love life and to live. And that is what is important to me. Each day counts. And I believe that I should live each day to the fullest. With lupus, there is this uncertainty. I don't know when I will be unconscious again. I don't know when I will die. But I am going to maintain the quality of life, and I'm going to have a good life, and I'm going to live. I have good family support. My husband is extremely supportive, my son. So I have them. And I have good friends. Good friends, the saying goes, good friends are better than pocket money. Then there's also the Lupus Foundation, which is important. There is a support group there. There are excellent rheumatologists there who will provide advice and help and care and just information. There's a whole host of books and tapes and all kinds of things that you can get information from. There is also the website that you can look at and get information as well. I've actually gone for job interviews and I know I don't get a job not because I'm not qualified, but because I have lupus. So employers need to understand that people living with lupus can actually contribute and, make adjustments. There are days, for example, after dialysis that I will come to work a little bit late, but I will work later to make sure that the time is there. I have learned that it has no boundaries, it has no behavior, it has no conscience, it has no purpose, it has no time. It does what it chooses to do whenever. And therefore you need to be aware of yourself and what are some of the things that are your triggers, and therefore try to manage and monitor those. You must also be mindful of the medication that you have to take and take them carefully and take them well. You should also be mindful of your appointments with your doctors and make sure that you keep those appointments. I would say to you, help is available. Find some help, find some support. Talking about it helps. Don't feel that it is because you're special or you're being punished why you have lupus. But recognize that this is just another thing that could happen to anybody. Anybody, color, class, or creed, rich or poor, man or woman. There are more women with lupus than men, but men have lupus as well. And so be aware of the symptoms, get help, get treatment. Don't hide away. Don't think that people obey you, because Jamaica is famous for that. But know that this is a condition that can be controlled. It cannot be cured. It can be controlled, and you can maintain a healthy life. Seek to work, seek to be involved, do what you're doing, treat whatever is happening. If it's depression, get it treated, get treatment, get help. Help is available.
To learn more about lupus, contact the Lupus Foundation of Jamaica via their website lupusfoundationjamaica.org or 754-8458. You may also visit them at 7 Barbados Avenue, Kingston 5.
It's time now to share in the success of the early stimulation program.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright sunshiny day.
The Early Stimulation Program is an intervention assessment catering to the various developmental needs of children with disabilities from birth to 6 years old. The program operates through the Ministry of Labour and Social Security under its Integrated Social Protection and Labour Program.
The Early Stimulation Program is an excellent program, and it provides intervention for children with developmental challenges from 0 to 6 years old, whether physical or mental challenges. It identifies and it intervenes at an early age.
The program is to assist these children who are sometimes left behind, disregarded, stigmatized, to reach their highest potential and to be mainstream, whether into the special education program or the regular education system.
Approximately 30,000 children have been assisted by the Early Stimulation Program, ESP, since its inception in 1975, and over 6,000 of them have been placed in regular primary schools or special education centers. Children in the program have varying types of developmental disabilities and are all ably catered for through intervention strategies employed by specialized professionals.
Our stimulation exercises look at least at 5 developmental domains. They look at the language of the child, the cognitive, the social and emotional, the growth and fine motor adaptive. This helps us to sort of set their program and to take them through the developmental process.
Children who are brought to the Early Stimulation Program are usually referred by the hospitals, infant and basic schools, and by social workers and guidance counselors.
When they are referred, what we do is a developmental assessment to see where they are, and then we put together a program tailored to meet their developmental needs.
The work of the ESP is not limited to the center. Child development officers are also in the field, working with children at schools, nurseries, and also in communities through home visits.
They receive other assistance through the ministry, the PAD program, for adaptive aids, wheelchairs, eyeglasses. They are part of the PAD program, which gives further assistance, also through small rehabilitation grants that assist the families of these children to better help themselves.
A number of improvement projects are being implemented, which will provide the students with resources to improve the quality of their learning. The new facility now boasts an administrative block, assessment clinic, staff room, multi-purpose meeting room, receptionist and waiting area, assessment rooms, sensory and speech therapy room, physiotherapy room, green space, and play area.
I don't know how to manage without this place. Just don't know how to manage. The staff at the stimulation program, they let our babies feel like human beings. You feel special, Words can't explain.
My child both feet were twisted. And this program has helped him to get off the twisted foot because he couldn't walk. He's now walking, running, he's all over the place, on his toes. This program has done marvelous for him.
She coming here, she wasn't doing anything but carrying her to the early stimulation. She started creeping, she started holding on, she started getting up off her own. And it make a big difference to me because when I used to have her home, she wasn't doing anything at all. But carrying her here and to the physiotherapy, yes, it's work. So no more crying for me.
This stimulation here helps us because we are poor, we can't afford, the other places. So this helps us to know more about our child and also to stimulate our child to get better. And we meet other parents that is suffering the same way that we are feeling, and help us to get over our problems. They take us to seminars, differently from our sessions that we have here at this building. So he has improved a lot. And it's not me alone see it either, don't it, Sai?
The ESP also facilitates the provision of field placements for tertiary level students in the fields of physical therapy, psychology, social work, and early childhood education.
I would like to say to parents, don't sit there and wait saying you don't have the money or you can't afford to. It is free. Come in and have your child assessed and begin the intervention program with your children with special needs. The sooner the better. Don't sit and wait.
For further information on the Early Stimulation Program, call 922-5585 or visit their office at 95 Hanover Street in Kingston.
As we close today's show, we ask that you stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via tweet at JIS News. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
Business Access TV welcomes you to our coverage of the Tech Beach Retreat Regional Roadshow Mixer right here at Regis in New Kingston under the theme, The Future of Tech in the Caribbean. I'm your host, Amita Pasadbe. Please stay tuned for highlights.
Welcome, one and all. Firstly, apologies. I was planning to wear my tux today, but
We were really working up to the last minute before you came to get this center up and running. There's still a few minor touches for us to put on, but I hope you like what you see. So you are here at Regis. We are the world's largest provider of workplace solutions, ranging from products for if you work from home and you just want a more professional image for your business, if you need to pop in to use a meeting room, or for our core products, which are office space. Fully furnished, or bells and whistles included, from your telecoms, IT, even down to your gourmet coffee or during the day. So if you want to have a look to see what we have to offer, please grab one of the Regis team, and we'll be happy to show you around. We also have some goodie bags for you to take away when you leave. And in them, you would have a free lounge pass. So we want you to come and test out our product. If you want to leave your business cards, we will be also doing a prize draw for a free meeting room for a day. And also, we're running a promotion. So anyone that signs up for Office Space before the end of November, signs up for at least 6 months, we will give you 3 additional months free of charge. So that's a 33% discount. So looking forward to seeing all of those opportunities and those business cards flying in. So thank you very much for popping down, and please grab one of the team if you want to have a look around.
You know, I did a self-guided tour by myself around the space earlier this evening. And you know, I am shocked at how many offices are in here. It is insane. So when you imagine all of these offices being filled with entrepreneurs and businesses all doing work and the kind of energy that can happen in this space, you really know that we're creating something special here. So thank you again, Darren. And now, Kirk, no wine for you, because I'm going to introduce you right now, the man of the evening, who is going to moderate our panel and introduce our panelists, Kirk Hamilton.
Some people in the room may be asking, what is Tech Beach? I always am fascinated but also thankful when people are willing to come out and hear about something that they have not much a clue of. So that's appreciated. Tech Beach is a platform designed to really set firm an ecosystem in the Caribbean around technology and innovation. Most of us in this room are savvy individuals within the corporate world or business world, or we're entrepreneurs, and we all yearn for a different Jamaica, a different Caribbean. A Caribbean that is forward-thinking, a Caribbean that is faster-paced, a Caribbean that ideas can thrive in, and so someone can come up with something and turn it into even more. And as a 32-year-old individual, I always say to people that the challenge I've faced is, for my 3 decades on Earth, the Jamaica I know, as wonderful as it is, has never seen economic growth in any meaningful way. And I've never witnessed transformation. We're now starting to see a change on the island, and we're very excited about it. But what we feel needs to happen is there needs to be greater levels of opportunity for collaboration. There needs to be obviously greater levels of access to capital. But a lot of times we talk about these things without understanding the fundamentals of how these elements interact and how these things come together and really help to create a true economy, right? There's a conversation nowadays in Jamaica increasingly about inclusive growth. You'll hear that term over and over and over. I'll share with you, as we step into this panel discussion and as I give you a little insight into Tech Beach, I usually say to people that a lot of these terminologies come into play in Jamaica and the wider Caribbean 5 or 10 years too late. No different than when we talk about technological innovations and such like that. And so if you think about what inclusivity really means, ultimately we're starting a conversation that says outside the walls of this gathering, there are people who should be involved in our economy who for some reason, for just about all of our entire lives have been left out of the conversation. And it is suddenly happening that our private sector is acknowledging the reality that the more people who can buy my product in a sustainable manner, the better off I am, right? Personally, I don't think it's rocket science, but it is a shift and a trend that has happened in the world that has actually led to the creation of a lot of the platforms that we aspire to and want to see be successful in the region. So when you think about platforms like Airbnb and Uber and the conveniences that these things deliver to us, ultimately they're built on the pillar of inclusive growth, because what they're saying is we can democratize an industry, bring more people into it by utilizing technology to bring down the costs.
The Nissan X-Trail with All-Mode Eye Technologies. No matter what the road throws at you, your story starts here.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On Point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung. Dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
The theme of tonight was, or is, the future of technology in the Caribbean. And I'll just go ahead and try to shape the conversation, but ultimately, you know, within Tech Beach, we deal with a lot of emerging technologies that seemingly are shifting the conversation and changing the landscape around the world. And what we really want to look at this evening is, where are we now? Where can we be? And I don't think it would actually hurt to discuss a bit where we're coming from. And I'll just set the tone by saying I think we've come a long way despite the way that we have to go.
I recently started my own tech company, Innovate 10X. I do believe it's a world of digital opportunities right now. I've had left my safety of my 9-to-5 job. I had a very senior position at JMMB. And I think it was about time for me to look and see where I could actually, you know, see where I could make use of these opportunities. And the way I see it now, especially in the Caribbean, and I'll include the Latin American market, you're talking about 40 million people, right? And most of the solutions, digital solutions worldwide, if people buy them and try to implement them, they typically just don't work. Because what works in another country, their unique situation, is different from what exists in the Caribbean. And therefore, I see where there are opportunities for us in the Caribbean to still learn from what's going on elsewhere in the world, to partner with those that have actually gone before us and bring those solutions to the region.
Being within the ICD group, which you can explain to folks the makeup of the ICD group, but being within an organization like that has been around for a long time, you're charged with leading transformation there, which includes a digital focus. I guess at an enterprise level, what do you see happening, especially within an enterprise level organization that has been around?
Right. Okay, so thank you. Hi, everybody. Hi. Okay, everybody's plugged in, great. So I think the perspective that I bring is actually a bit more unique than just being inside of ICD Group, because most of my working career has been away. And so I've been with ICD for the last 5 years, really charged with, as Kirk has said, transformation. And it started out as digital, but then what we had to create inside is what I think most companies here in Jamaica are missing the mark on. And that is recognizing that in order for digital transformation to be successful, there's a significant amount of people and cultural transformation that has to take place first. And why I say that I think that a lot of corporations are missing that is because outside of even digital transformation, I don't find that in Jamaica there is a significant amount of investment in people and culture, at least not when compared to other countries that I've worked in. And what happens is they tend to push the technology first, push for the change. You know, we need to automate, and, you know, we have too many of these things not working, and too much paper, and too many books, and all of that. And so the CIOs will drop a new piece of technology in and say, okay, use that, right? And then everybody's like, okay, make my life more hell, why don't you, right? And so what I've discovered is that if you can enroll the leadership of the organization in where you're headed, from what does transformation look like when you actually have it, right? Then you can help with getting the people that have to actually deliver that transformation to help you get there.
Lauren, I'd like you to give us, from the kind of startup perspective, especially in the age of bringing in completely new solutions into the market, what you see happening in the landscape and how you see things going at the moment.
All right, thanks, Kirk, and good night, everyone. So I'm Lauren Pearton, I'm the CEO of Blue Dot, and we are a decision support services company. In other words, we provide insights via research and data to our clients. You asked initially, you know, where we're coming from, and I think that, you know, like you and I had discussions before, I think it's never been a better time to be an entrepreneur in Jamaica right now. I think there's a lot of opportunities that are present now, especially that were not present when I started Blue Dot 4 years ago, or even when I first went to the Branson Center in 2013 as a little hustler. So, you know, just things such as venture capital or angel investment or even just capital and you know, was non-existent. And now we have all of this capital that's available for young entrepreneurs like myself. SSL, they just invested in us, thanks Lamar. And you know, the outlook is really good.
What I would get to know is, I think everyone on this panel can actually give some insight into technologies that you think will drive the transformation in Jamaica. And this is definitely very open prediction, like, you know, this is not a class, but I would love to hear from you all, you know, as we hear about things like artificial intelligence and the blockchain and such like that.
Before we get into that, I always have to raise this issue. So in Jamaica, it is nearly impossible to register IP that is not a portion or some sort of mechanical device, because the Patent Act is from 1860-something. So I think that's a good segue, because that is a prohibitor of tech here. It is nearly impossible, and I'm hoping that some people help me to lobby the government for that, from that point of view.
Okay, great. So I think that it's really more basic types of technology that are going to really kickstart things here. And I say that because, so I brought Lauren in a couple of times to pitch to different entities within the group. So for those of you that don't know, ICD has 9 groups within the portfolio now, right? And for the more traditional legacy companies, you know, data is really, really, really important. And so I find that any type of technology that has to do with business intelligence or analytics, I think that type of technology will be quite foundational and is something that people can buy into because they get it. They see how it's going to benefit their businesses. And so I think that he's actually in a great space. So anything that is doing analysis, I think for sure.
I think cloud technologies is where it is. So the larger corporations, they would have gotten a head start because they're big, they have the large IT budget, they have this CRM system, Oracle financial systems and all that. The small enterprise, if they're smart, they can sign up maybe $30 a month US and have a very good CRM system for 5 users or an accounting system that rivals what some of these large organizations are doing. So you can actually have a very efficient organization that rivals the technology that other the larger institutions may have. The cloud technology, like Google technology in terms of sharing and collaboration, that's actually available to everybody. So a lot of these business people, they're so busy, you know, dealing with the sales and the accounting. Again, that's opportunities for entrepreneurs and tech companies to work with these small enterprises and show them that, look, I can really make it a lot more efficient. Robotic process automation has like taken on like wildfire over there. It's like where you're giving each person their own personal robot. That's how they're actually pitching it now. But this again is cloud-based technology.
Sundays at 4:30 p.m. It's all about Home Sweet Home. Get your half-hour dose of the business of real estate, from laws and concepts to reality, building, buying, or renting. Or what about trends in decor or renovations? Home Sweet Home will keep you up to date.
On the next episode of Weekend Business Report, human trafficking ring busted. Trinidad and Tobago police rescue Venezuelan girls forced into prostitution. That plus company news, the top business stories, and the latest stock market numbers from around the world. That's Weekend Business Report with me, Keneal Gale, this Saturday and Sunday.
Regis is the global leader in service offices. So service offices here at Regis is all about flexible workspaces and flexible working. So businesses, young startups, entrepreneurs, or existing businesses who are looking for ready-to-use serviced offices where you pay one invoice a month and it's all inclusive. This is the place for you. Whether it's a 4-person outfit or a 20-person business, you can get an office for a day, for a week, for a month, for a year, and our office space is our core product. On top of our kind of core product of office space, we have the virtual office where we will manage your mail, we will manage your answering, we'll manage your telephone, so telephone answering, mail management, and depending on your level of needs, your level of requirements, we have different types of virtual office products. We also have meeting rooms, so clients in the center who need a boardroom or need a project meeting room, they can rent that for a half a day, for an hour, for 2 hours, and they get a discount as clients here. But it's also open to non-clients who need meeting rooms and want a very professional and productive environment. We provide that service too. And then we've got Business Lounge membership, and that membership allows you access to 3,000 Regis lounges right across the world. So if you're a member here, if you're in Miami or London or New York or Singapore, you can go to Regis Center, you'll turn on your laptop and you'll connect to the Wi-Fi seamlessly. In addition to that, we've got co-working. If you just want to rent a desk by the month, we also offer that service. So there's a lot of flexible working solutions and workspaces for the modern day business person, the modern day businesses. So when you look at what we have in our centers in Barbados or in London or in Trinidad or in Hong Kong, we get a diverse mix of businesses. So we're very excited about launching here in Jamaica, launching here in New Kingston, And in a few weeks' time, we'll start to see the community here develop, and we'll start to see a nice, thriving business centre happening here. With it's going to be very interesting to see the types of customers and the types of clients we get coming in our door.
So tonight we explored what is happening in the global landscape from a technology and innovation perspective, and the possibilities for development here in Jamaica and the wider Caribbean. How these new innovations are affecting the global business environment, how it's affecting us. Ultimately, we started a discussion on how people in the Caribbean can start building their own solutions, what needs to happen for companies to start going from zero to big enterprise in little to no time, in the way that we've seen things happen with organizations that we all know like Airbnb, Uber, and such like that, which in many cases didn't exist 10, even 15 years ago. Ultimately, what we offer is an all-inclusive campus-style environment where the best in the Caribbean meet the best in the world. And the idea generally is that people are able to connect in a very meaningful way. It's a very immersive experience. We primarily explore emerging technologies, right? So we've sparked a conversation that is not very typical in Jamaica. Things like blockchain technology, robotics, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality. But we look at them from a very practical level. What is happening in business, how things are shifting, and what we are known for is our ability to attract the best in the world, the best in the industry in these spaces, right? Including, of course, our very own best in Jamaica and the wider Caribbean as well, right? So some of the speakers include people like Michelle Romano, who's a dragon on Dragon's Den, and also the founder of a company called Clearbank. Founder of Vonage, a gentleman by the name of Jeff Pulver, who's joining our platform for the second time. We have people coming from companies like MasterCard, Airbnb, Google, Facebook, and such like that. We actually have an official Facebook workshop happening at Tech Beach for digital marketers. But then on the other side, we have people like Nadine Matthews from NCB, who's leading the transformation of Jamaica's largest bank. We have people like the CEO of JMB Bank, Jerome Smalling. We have the CEO of BCIC Insurance, which is doing they're doing a lot of interesting things in the insurance space. A gentleman by the name of Peter Levy. So we also tend to look at what is happening on the ground and try and bring those conversations to the table as well, and give them a global platform to share what they're doing with the rest of the world.
So we're here tonight at the Tech Beach Retreat. Mixer, your thoughts?
I thought it was amazing. I mean, what Tech Beach is really good at is bringing the discussion that's happening at Silicon Valley and other places to Kingston, to Jamaica, and we did that again tonight. I mean, we talked a lot about how can we incorporate blockchain and AI into technology and into companies in Jamaica, and the insights that the panel gave were really, really good. So,
all right. Talk to us about Tech Beach itself. You've been before. Yeah. What do you think?
I've been every year that it has happened, and every year I can't walk away from the panels that are there because it's so engrossing to have the quality and the caliber of the people that are discussing at a very high level these changes that are going to affect every single human being for the next 10, 20, 30 years. So it's not missable at all. If you're interested in the trends in tech and the future of tech, you have to go to Tech Beach. There's nowhere else to go. Yeah.
The center, well, Branson Center officially moved to Kingston in 2017 after being Mobay since 2011. How was the transition and why?
It's been really fantastic because 70% of our entrepreneurs are actually based in Kingston, all of our partners, the media, etc. So we feel like we've really had more of an impact and we're more integrated into the entrepreneurship ecosystem being based here in the business hub of Jamaica. And I think we actually also changed our strategy to target scale-up entrepreneurs, growth stage entrepreneurs instead of startups, and that has had really amazing results. Lauren is one of our entrepreneurs. He was on a panel here. He got a great investment this year from SSL Ventures too. And we have a lot of other entrepreneurs like that that are investment ready, and you're going to see a lot more of them in the coming months.
What are your thoughts about the Tech Beach Retreat Mixer this evening?
I think it's excellent. This is my first time here at the Mingle, and it would be my first time going to the retreat soon. I feel like it's a family here, brothers and sisters, very like-minded persons, and I'm excited to learn. I mean, I'll contribute where I can, but it's really about learning and sharing where we can, you know.
As someone that has a tech-based business, what would you say are some big challenges that are facing, I guess, startup businesses within the technology industry?
Well, you know, a lot of one of the challenges, especially for small businesses, is knowing what is out there. So, researching what's the best systems available to you to meet your needs. From a simple point-of-sale system, there are so many out there you can buy, from the hardware to the software, etc. Those are challenges in and of itself. Another thing that maybe, you know, companies don't really pay close attention to is like security. To be really conscious of the risks involved with what you do take on board with your business. So those are, there are a number of others, but those are two ones that jump to mind.
So talk to us about Growth Tech. What is it that you guys do?
Well, Growth Tech is a company that was conceptualized in 2016. So what we're doing is pretty much spreading connectivity in Jamaica, making connectivity like oxygen available to everyone everywhere. And with that, it segues nicely into this Tech Beach event, where they speak a lot about creating an ecosystem of technology to foster growth in Jamaica.
So talk to us about your company, Innovate 10X.
Okay, Innovate 10X is a passion of mine, where I'm actually looking at helping companies go along their digital transformation. So we know that there's a lot of technology out there. There's artificial intelligence, blockchain, big data. It's all happening now. It's now becoming mainstream. But 95% of companies in Jamaica doesn't understand anything about the technology, literally. They're still struggling with accounts payables, inventory management, basic CRM, much less to worry about, where new and emerging technology can help them along their journey.
The panel discussion earlier spoke to challenges within our tech industry here. What would you say is one of the bigger ones?
It's actually, yes, it's actually still a matter of a lack of funding. I think most banks or people with the capital don't understand how to fund technology. They're still looking like a physical asset, a motor vehicle, a real estate. A funding a tech business. That's a big problem, because tech business is usually built on an idea that you want to produce something that is software based. It's not something that's say it's tangible, something that you can actually touch and feel, right? But we need more people to understand that, to be able to invest in it and feel comfortable that if you stick with the entrepreneur, if they're very determined, you're like to actually make a very good return. Similar like if you're investing in a manufacturing or a distribution company.
And that's it for Business Access TV's coverage of the Tech Beach Retreat Regional Roadshow Mixer right here at Regis in New Kingston. I've been your host, Amita Prasad-Webb, and thanks for tuning in. You're watching Business Access TV, serious about business.
Adam and Eve Day Spa and Salon plans to indulge you this Valentine's Day. Ah yes, drift away, cocoon your body in rich chocolatey goodness, add a massage or a facial in our executive suite. Try out our rainforest water massage to ignite your experience. Do your hair or a couple's mani-pedi. Treat your taste buds to succulent chocolate treats. Come, be pampered. Call us at 754-6018 or visit us at 22 Bago Avenue, New Kingston. Give the gift of love. Give Adam and Eve. Gift certificates available.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
I'm Butch Hendrickson. You're watching BATV, serious about business.
Good evening and welcome to BATV News. I'm Keneal Gale. The Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, is forecasting economic growth of 2% for the region. This is expected to be led by tourism and the extractive industries such as Guyana's new oil find. Kalila Reynolds reports from CDB headquarters in Barbados.
It's a fairly optimistic forecast coming from the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, for Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean region. And although it's well lower than the global average, it's better than what the IMF is predicting. Jamaica is nearer to the lower end of the chart, with the fourth lowest growth projected for the region, 1.5%. Barbados is expected to have the region's lowest growth at 0%, while Grenada is forecast to grow the most, 4.5%. But the bad news is the region is still saddled by debt, and it's getting worse in more countries. The CDB president says its borrowing members will have to seriously tackle this and other major issues. And he says the private sector will have to lead the push. I'm Kalila Reynolds reporting from Bridgetown, Barbados for BATV News.
Members of the Joint Industrial Council signed the 2019-2021 Labor Management Agreement for the building and construction industry this morning. The aim of the agreement is to increase wages and improve working conditions for construction workers. Shanae Johnson has more.
Labour and Social Security Minister Shahini Robinson, who witnessed the signing of the Labour Management Agreement, said the move to show that industrial relation in Jamaica is improving.
We are moving away from an adversarial approach to dealing with labour-related matters, and we are sitting across the table and arriving at consensus is becoming the norm rather than the exception, and I believe that that shows great maturity. The Ministry stands committed to promoting and facilitating a stable and harmonious industrial relations climate in Jamaica. And so we continue to work with our social partners to ensure this.
The minister said, although Jamaica is making progress in the building and construction industry, there are some issues that need to be addressed. She pointed out that improved knowledge from industrial relations IR practitioners can help solve some problems faster.
What we have found, however, ladies and gentlemen, is that there's a need to buttress or strengthen the knowledge base of IR practitioners to meet the increasing demand for this skill set. Whilst persons may have acquired the theoretical knowledge, the application of the procedures are not conformed to, and so matters which could have been settled across the table at the local level are referred to the Ministry for conciliation.
Ms. Robbins noted that as a sign of the government's commitment to meet the social needs of Jamaicans while fostering development for stakeholders within the industry, the administration has made it easier for aggrieved individuals to seek redress.
As a government committed to leveling the playing field, we amended the Labour Relations and Industrials Act in 2010 to accommodate individual disputes, and this has resulted in the ministry receiving hundreds of disputes annually from workers who would not have had their matters heard unless they could afford the cost of litigation by going through the courts. The benefit from this amendment to the legislation is not confined to the workers, as an employer with a non-unionized workforce can seek redress through this process also and avoid the costly legal fees associated with the courts.
For BATV News, I'm Shanae Johnson.
President of Money Masters, Claudette Crooks, says the Bank of Jamaica BOJ needs to put additional measures in place to provide more foreign exchange to the forex market, as the current demand for capital is not being met. Claudette Crooks was a guest on BATV's business discussion program On Point last evening. Here's more.
Claudette Crooks says the Bank of Jamaica needs to be more proactive when it comes to keeping the exchange rate in check. She outlines the current system being used.
The system that Bank of Jamaica currently uses is an awesome system as it relates to tracking price volume movements, because all broker dealers, we get the same information from eGate. And that information tells you who trades what volume. So with that, you can have an idea as to where the demand is coming from and who is trading at a particular level based on the weighted average rate for that particular party.
She notes that the central bank's intervention is crucial as it facilitates some stability in the exchange rate, which in turn prevents the erosion of the spending power of Jamaican consumers.
Beyond the financial markets, it has a significant impact, because every time that dollar depreciates, we get a wage cut. Those persons who earn in Jamaican dollars, which is the bulk of the population. We're not saying that the currency should be kept stable artificially, right? But the rate of decline certainly has to be managed, because the market is very thin. It's not a very deep market. So what happens is that the market tends to swing from one point to the next.
The Money Master president points out that while Jamaica may not have it as bad as other countries in the region when it comes to a shortage of US dollars, the current situation is still not healthy for the local economy.
It's not unique to Jamaica, because Trinidad and Tobago right now is even in, some argue is in a little bit of a worse position than Jamaica in terms of availability of foreign currency. And they manage their currency. Granted, the methodology being used by the two economies are different, but at least we're not seeing the kind of swings that we're seeing in the Jamaican economy, which is not good for the overall country in terms of growth and long-term planning.
For BATV News, I'm Shanae Johnson.
And when we come back, National Security Minister says crime is robbing Jamaica some 5% in GDP growth. This and more after the break.
The Nissan X-Trail with All-Mode Eye Technologies. No matter what the road throws at you, your story starts here.
Go for God Family Church.
Today's message is for those of you who thought that Jesus was finished.
Inspiring messages.
I'm here to tell you today that you are excellent. God is excellent.
Empowerment from biblical motivation.
To be glorified means to endow with authority. A woman is a powerful, creative being.
Join Pastor Christopher Morgan and the Go for God team as we go for God.
Welcome back. National Security Minister Horace Chang says crime is costing Jamaica an extra 5% in GDP growth annually. He argues that once the crime monster is tamed, Jamaica should expect its economic fortunes to improve. Here's more.
Minister of National Security Horace Chang says Jamaica's economic growth is being significantly retarded by crime.
The statistics, which we aren't going to as much today, indicates that it may be retarding our economy by as much as 5% of its GDP. Now, if we were growing at 6% GDP, then I think after the last year or so, when we're growing at plus 2.8%, I think everybody in here who have business with business and understand how the economy operates can barely imagine what it would mean if Jamaica was growing at 6%.
He says with the high confidence in the economy, once crime is fixed, there should be rapid growth.
Right now, business confidence is up. We are very optimistic despite the crime rate, and our growth rate is under 3%. If we can get crime down and get the security issues clarified, we would then could genuinely speak of being a very prosperous country very shortly.
Meanwhile, Minister Chang says spending on social intervention is also very important in crime fighting. He argues that with some 50 such programs locally, Jamaica's efforts should be lauded.
The police alone cannot do the job, and that's a truism. And the government needs to do more social intervention and socio-economic work. And very few people take an interest in that aspect of the work, and we do this. Jamaica as a country has put a lot of resources in social intervention. Millions have been spent on aspects of social intervention, which the country deserves to be given credit for.
For BATV News, I'm Javon Keys.
Wisynco Group's second quarter revenues jumped some 16%. The group released its interim report for the quarter, which ended December 31, 2018, this morning, in which it revealed that going forward, the dividends will be paid semi-annually. More in this report.
The Wisynco Group says revenues for the quarter was $7.1 billion, which represented an increase of 16% over the $6.1 billion achieved in the corresponding quarter of the previous year. Gross profit also increased, ending the quarter at $2.8 billion, or 18.3% over the $2.4 billion achieved in the same quarter of the previous year. Gross margin of 39.8% was slightly greater than the 39% for the corresponding quarter of the previous year. Selling, distribution, and administrative expenses for the quarter totaled $1.5 billion, or 12.4% more than the $1.3 billion for the corresponding quarter of the previous year. However, the company was quick to point out that these expenses are in line with the increased revenue. Meanwhile, finance expenses included a loss of $128 million due to the revaluation of the company's US dollar deposits, as the Jamaican dollar revalued from a rate of $133.46 as at September 30, 2018 to $125.89 on December 31, 2018. During the quarter, the Wisynco Group management successfully renegotiated lower interest rates on the company's borrowings, which should result in approximately 40 million Jamaican dollars annual savings. In the meantime, profit before taxation for the quarter increased to $941.8 million, or 23.9% over the $760.2 million realized in the second quarter of 2017. Profits attributable to shareholders was $775.7 million, or 21 cents per share, compared to $578 million, or 16 cents per share, an improvement of 31% over the corresponding period of the previous year. The company declared a dividend of 7 cents per share. The Wisynco Group says going forward, dividends will be declared semi-annually, with the first interim dividend being in January and the final dividend in July of each year. For BATV News, I'm Javon Keys.
Jamaica's logistics and ports management sector is expected to benefit greatly from the establishment of an academic chair led by 2 local academics. The move is expected to provide research which will help to strengthen the local and regional industry. Here's more.
By 2023, the global logistics industry is estimated to be worth some $15.5 trillion US, and with that figure in mind, Jamaica is positioning itself to use data and research to greatly benefit. The establishment of the professorial chair in logistics and port management is expected to help the country achieve that aim. The academic chair, established through a partnership with the Caribbean Maritime University CMU, Kingston Wharves Limited, and the Ministry of Education, is expected to guide research and development in the local and regional logistics industry. The chair will be led jointly by CMU President Professor Fritz Pinnock and Deputy President Professor Ibrahim Ajaguna. Speaking at the announcement of the partnership earlier this week, KWL CEO Dr. Grantley Stevenson said the move is crucial to helping Jamaica tap into the potential for vast earnings.
This partnership to launch a professorial chair in logistics and port management at the CMU is a crucial one. And more so because you heard the Master of Ceremonies give an idea of the size of the logistics business. Panama alone accounts for $15 billion US of that. Can you imagine if Jamaica got 1%? So this is how important the logistics industry is to this country.
Dr. Stevenson said the chair will help gather native knowledge on the industry.
Knowledge of the sector exists, but very little of it is Caribbean-centered or focused. While CMU is already making a difference in this area, through this chair, we hope to bring about even greater advances.
Meanwhile, Education Minister Ruel Reid said this should also boost the level of training in the industry.
This deepening relationship between the two organizations augurs well for persons being trained in shore-based shipping industries and in allied industries. With the establishment of the professional chair in logistics and port management to be held jointly by the Caribbean Maritime University's Professors Fritz Pinnock and Deputy President Professor Ibrahim Ajeguna, training of personnel in the maritime sector is therefore being taken to a higher level and more professional level.
For BATV News, I'm Javon Keys.
Regional and international news stories after the break.
Unstable inflation is to the economy what the baseline is to reggae music.
Welcome back. Time now for regional and international news. The death toll from the Haitian boat which capsized off the coast of the Bahamas' Abaco Island continues to rise. Officials say they've now recovered some 30 bodies and several more people are still unaccounted for. More from Our News' Jared Higgs.
In the absence of somebody coming forward to say they're the captain or the mate of the vessel, okay, we have to go on the estimated numbers that are coming from the survivors.
With 30 bodies recovered and 18 survivors, NEMA estimates that up to 90 people were on that vessel that departed Haiti a week ago before it ran aground in the Abacos.
From the reports that we got from the police, who would have interviewed the survivors, and likewise from a representative from the Haitian embassy here in Nassau, with their interview with the survivors, they're saying at least 83 to at least 90 persons were on the vessel.
Russell acknowledges that NEMA's figure is not concrete, but it may be the closest number they can come to. First responders in Abaco told the Nassau Guardian that survivors were pegging the number of people on board the vessel when it left Haiti at 45. Russell says they're certain now that the figure far exceeds that total.
We have since passed the 45 mark, okay, with the 30 bodies and the 18 survivors. Okay, so if the figures are correct that left Haiti at 80 plus, there's still some 35 persons still unaccounted for.
On Saturday, charter sailors alerted officials in Abaco to 2 bodies they found floating in waters near Manawar Key. One of the first teams to respond was the volunteer crew from Hopetown Fire and Rescue. Defense Force officials, as well as the United States Coast Guard, also took part in the recovery effort. On Monday, officials pegged the death toll at least 27. That increased to 29 on Tuesday when police found 2 more bodies between Scotland Key and Manawar Key. Another body was discovered on Wednesday, prompting Russell to make this appeal.
I made a request of our Commander Defense Force to allow one of his vessels to continue patrol among the keys in the Abacos, just in the event any others are discovered. We shipped from our warehouse several dozen body bags that in the event that bodies or parts thereof are discovered, they can be preserved as best they can for further investigation.
Russell says the Abaco Island administrator is NEMA's representative on the island. He praised the response of the various officials involved in the search and rescue effort.
It's a local disaster to the community of Abaco. Abaco is a great boating community, and persons hearing of it, or persons in distress, they converge to the site and they rescue as much as they can in a timely manner, and we commend them for that.
The Antiguan government is moving to declare the cash-strapped regional carrier Liat an essential service in a bid to keep the airline viable. ABS News' Jamie J. Richer has more.
Can you imagine life without Liat, without our ability to have interregional meetings? Even for us to be able to satisfy pleasure. Most persons are going to be flocking to Trinidad shortly. We've got the test match coming up in St. Lucia.
Information Minister the Honorable Melville Nicholas underscoring the importance of the regional carrier to the Caribbean. The government says it will declare Liat an essential service when it returns to Parliament on the 21st of February. The Essential Services Act of 2008 places restrictions on industrial action and employees terminating their contracts without due notice. The minister admits that Parliament's action will only apply to late workers who are based in this country. It is unclear whether other governments will take similar actions.
I believe that there was an early meeting involving Prime Minister Gonzalez, Prime Minister Gaston Brown, and there might have been another with the unions representing Liat in the network. And clearly, the reality of the situation and the gravity of the situation is made known to the unions. And I think that they have accepted in part that there have to be some adjustments.
The Cabinet this week authorized a new loan facility of $16 million from the Caribbean Development Bank to assist Liat in restructuring efforts. I am Jamie J. Roche reporting for ABS News. Trucks with humanitarian aid heading to Venezuela are stuck in Colombia. The army won't let the trucks in, and activists say people are dying every day because there is no food or medicine. Here's more.
These trucks full of U.S. emergency aid are just meters away from Venezuelan territory, but they're far from getting in. On the orders of embattled President Nicolás Maduro, the Venezuelan military has barricaded the bridge between the two nations to block the trucks from crossing. Activists at the Colombian border are urging Caracas to let the provisions through.
We're not talking about politics here. We're talking about human beings, about human dignity. We're talking about the elderly who are about to die, about children who have died from a lack of medicine, a lack of food.
Maduro has long rejected offers of outside assistance, denying the existence of the humanitarian crisis that has forced millions of Venezuelans to flee their homeland in recent years. He says the aid convoy is just a pretext for a U.S. military invasion. Washington says it has no intention of using force, but is indeed seeking regime change. The aid is intended for distribution by Venezuelan opposition leader Juan Guaido and his supporters, part of a bid to drive a wedge between Maduro and the Venezuelan military that supports him. With 90% of the population in poverty and food and medicine scarce in the country, relief organizations are warning that humanitarian aid is being used as a political weapon by both sides in the crisis.
Any humanitarian aid entering the country would have to be coordinated and distributed under the fundamental criteria of neutrality, impartiality, and independence.
The U.S. has pledged $20 million in humanitarian aid to Venezuela, a figure that experts say barely scratches the surface of the country's needs.
Meanwhile, more countries from the European Union are throwing their support behind Juan Guaido. More in this report.
The meeting brought together divergent views from two continents, hoping to succeed where others have failed, to bridge the huge divide between President Nicolás Maduro and his challenger, Juan Guaido.
I understand that there is a certain frustration or skepticism in many, including many Europeans, including many European Venezuelans, about opening processes that could buy time. This is not the intention of this exercise. The intention of this exercise is to accompany the emergence of a credible electoral process to solve peacefully and democratically the current crisis.
She also said the EU would set up a humanitarian office in Caracas.
Muy buenas tardes y muchas gracias.
That humanitarian aid should not be politicized, that the violence must end and dialogue should prosper. These meetings are the latest international efforts to find peace in Venezuela. But while the two main protagonists in Venezuela itself remain so far apart, they know that their chances of success here are slim. Venezuela's crisis has become a problem for the whole of Latin America. These Uruguayan protesters with their own message for the meeting.
What we want and hope for is that this dialogue will bring peace to Venezuela, the peace that Venezuelans want, the peace that Latin America wants. We all want peace, not military intervention. We know the U.S. has invaded many countries. We don't want an American invasion.
Millions of Venezuelans have fled rising crime and poverty. Cesar has been in Uruguay for 2 years, but said he'd go home tomorrow if Nicolas Maduro resigned.
The negotiations we've seen throughout Venezuelan history have not changed the government because all the power has been taken. We understand what Uruguay, Mexico, and the other countries are doing. It's excellent, but until Maduro resigns, we can't have a dialogue.
Both sides agree they want peace, democracy and prosperity in Venezuela. But it's still not clear, despite the best efforts of the international community, whether they're any closer to achieving it. Daniel Schweimler, Al Jazeera, Montevideo.
Meanwhile, more countries from the European Union are throwing their support behind Juan Guaido. More in this report. On the next episode of Weekend Business Report, human trafficking ring busted. Trinidad and Tobago police rescue Venezuelan girls forced into prostitution. That plus company news, the top business stories, and the latest stock market numbers from around the world. That's Weekend Business Report with me, Keneal Gale, this Saturday and Sunday. Welcome back. Time now for Talking Stocks. 55 stocks traded today, of which 24 advanced, 26 declined, and 5 traded firm. The main JSE index advanced by almost 3,000 points to close at just under 374,000 points. The junior index declined by 27 points to close at 3,128 points. Some 8.5 million units traded today, valued at almost $213 million on the Jamaican dollar market, while on the US dollar market, over 52,000 units traded, valued at $10,639 US. Wisynco Group, with 2.6 million units trading, accounted for 31% of market volume. Grace Kennedy, with over 1.5 million units trading, was second, while Fontana, with more than 598,000 units trading, was third, making up almost 7% of the market volume which crossed the floor. The main advancers were Jamaica Broilers Group, up $3.90 to close at $33.40, followed by Alaska Financial Services, gaining 28 cents to close at $4.49, and Sterling Investments up 19 cents to close at $4.25. The main decliners were Stationery and Office Supplies, down 90 cents to close at $7.50, followed by Proven Investments US dollar shares, down 1 US cent to close at 21 US cents, and Berger Paints Jamaica down $1.36 to close at $19.50. In foreign exchange trading, the Jamaican dollar made ground on the US and Canadian dollar today. However, it lost ground to the British pound. The US ended the day selling for $135.21, losing $1.13 to the Jamaican. The Canadian dollar ended the day selling for $102.96, losing 51 cents, while the British pound sold for $177.81, gaining 38 cents to the Jamaican dollar. And that's the news, but before we go, a recap of our top story. The Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, is forecasting economic growth of 2% for the region. This is expected to be led by tourism and the extractive industries, such as Guyana's new oil find. Thanks for watching. For more content, please go visit our website at batvja.com and be sure to follow us on social media. I'm Keneal Gale. Have a great day.
As a teacher for over 8 years, we need to realize that the children are our future. We need to love them, appreciate and respect our children. No more violence against children. No more!
Hey guys, it's your girl Candy welcoming you to another episode of Chill Spot where we'll be featuring your neighborhood Bashko guy, Omar Azan. So stay with us, much more after this. Hey guys, so we've just arrived at Omar's family residence where we're about to head inside to meet everyone. But before we do, here are a few quick facts about Omar Azan. Firstly, he is the marketing and public relations manager at Bashko, the store that gives you more. He's also a musician. He plays the trumpet, percussion, and he also sings. Thirdly, he was born and raised in Barbados. So with no further ado, let's meet Omar Azan.
Hey, Candy, welcome.
Nice to finally meet you.
Welcome to my family's home.
I'm excited. So what do you have planned for us today?
Well, we're having a barbecue, and we do this pretty often. We have our barbecues, like we're always looking for an excuse. Somebody's birthday, have a barbecue. Somebody had baby, have a barbecue. The rain not falling, have a barbecue. So that's why we're here.
So we're having burgers and
hot dogs, and we have some chicken, and my mom made her amazing macaroni pie, and there's desserts.
Is she Trini?
No, my mom is actually Bajan.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
Macaroni pie, yes, same kind of concept. It's gonna be interesting.
All right, well, with no further ado, let's go.
So while you're here, we have food. Come. Hello.
Hi, ladies.
Candy, this is my wife, Danielle.
Hi, Danielle. Nice to meet you.
And this is Heather. She is
Heather.
my media and events assistant. So, Asher. And this is Asher.
Hi, Asher. Hi.
You want to go down?
High five.
Give her a high five.
Please. Yes.
All right. Oh, there's Panda. Go get him. And over here, we have Aaliyah, who is my friend.
Hi, Aaliyah.
And my bodyguard. Don't tell anybody. Not anybody. And here we have Athoy, who
Hi,
is my
Athoy.
marketing assistant. And over there, on the ground, my extremely good friend and audio marketing coordinator, Andrew Thompson, and his boys.
Hi, Andrew. Hi, boys. Daddy time.
Daddy time.
Coming up, how would you encourage other young professionals who are starting out in this industry or even otherwise?
You're not going to like my answer, you know.
Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
Adam and Eve Day Spa and Salon plans to indulge you this Valentine's Day. Ah yes, drift away, cocoon your body in rich chocolatey goodness, add a massage or a facial in our executive suite. Try out our rainforest water massage to ignite your experience. Do your hair or a couple's mani-pedi. Treat your taste buds to succulent chocolate treats. Come, be pampered. Call us at 754-6018 or visit us at 20 Tobago Avenue, New Kingston. Give the gift of love. Give Adam and Eve. Gift certificates available.
Go for God Family Church.
Today's message is for those of you who thought that Jesus was finished.
Inspiring messages.
I'm here to tell you today that you are excellent. God is excellent.
Empowerment from biblical motivation.
To be glorified means to endow with authority. A woman is a powerful, creative being.
Join Pastor Christopher Morgan and the Go for God team as we go for God.
Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
We want to get into your business life. Tell me about your role as manager for marketing and PR for Bashco.
When I started at Bashco, I was in logistics and operations, and I was only asked for some help really in the marketing side, like in stages. And then in 2010, my boss moved me full-time into marketing and PR. I made me the manager of that department. I really found that I had a passion for pushing the brand, and it's been a very, very interesting and a good learning experience because you start to understand the different types of shoppers, how they respond differently. And marketing for Bashco is exciting.
Right.
Because, well, the downtown firstly is your main office is in downtown. And then you have all the other, there's all the traveling involved because Bashco has 12 locations across Jamaica. When I first took over the job of marketing and PR, my goal was I wanted to make Bashco in the back of your mind all of the time. When anyone is talking about, oh, I need to pick up something for my home, I wanted it to be Bashco. And, pat yourself on the back. We're there. Everybody, whether or not you make the effort to shop there because of wherever it might be or whatever, people know about the brand. And that's what I wanted to achieve. I love my team. They are the stones that build the building, that build your house. I'm not into construction. My brother would laugh at me. I probably forgot a step, right? But they're the foundation of what makes the marketing thing possible. And all the times you see me out and you see me in a photo or you see me on the internet or you see me on the TV.
They see you as a face, yeah.
Right, but it's because the team. Guys, I love you. Thank you for keeping this whole thing afloat, right?
What is it like for you working in a family-owned company? Do you find you get special treatment or do you have to work twice as hard? Which one is it?
Okay, that's a great question. And I can actually relate it to before I worked in Jamaica. The first job I had, I worked for my dad in Barbados. It's actually harder than people think.
Yeah.
The expectation is that, no man, your family, you figure it out. But what actually happens is that when people have their 9 to 5 and they go home, your phone rings. What happened today, man? What happened to so-and-so? You can't let me down.
Right.
There's an extra level of, I guess, pressure yeah. But also expectation and that responsibility, and you have to own it. It has its benefits because you have a chance to sit down at someone's home and feel out their vision and feel out what they're talking about, what they're interested in, what they want to achieve, outside of the tie and long sleeve shirt setting. You don't always have that in a non-familial setting, but I think it actually has helped me because having worked for family and not for family as well in my career, you bring the best of both worlds. Right. So I could say it's probably harder than people think. It was hard working for my dad though. That was the hardest. Because not only do you go home and think, okay, the day is done, but your dad comes down the stairs. What are you doing today? Yeah. Like, Dad, come to
so-and-so. How did it go? What were the sales like?
Yeah,
Omar, you seem to be so upbeat and full of energy and bubbly all the time. Is that how you naturally are?
No. No, I tell you something. Someone said to me one day, he says, I see you on TV. I see you in real life now. Clearly, you do what you make for do. I was like, yeah, this is me. This is who my family and my experiences have cultivated me to be this person. And I don't know how to not be me. Right. One of the things I tell everyone, you can accuse me of anything you want, but nobody can come to me and say, Omar, you're Janelle. No.
You're not.
This is me.
That you are not.
This is me.
Now, we've seen Bashco with some very innovative and strategic marketing moves over the last couple of years. What do you think has contributed to their success in that?
Bashco pays attention, and that's one of the things I tell people all the time. We changed our model heavily from a wholesale model where you had to come down to the stores and you could see the stuff but you couldn't touch it, and you'd ask for, can I get this item number please, on a piece of paper, and someone brings it out to you. Because that was what downtown and country shopping was all about. That was the wholesale concept. That's how Bashko was built originally. And we saw the shift, we noticed the shift from wholesale to retail, and that desire to have, people wanted to touch, people wanted space, people wanted to be comfortable. And the whole concept was, it was okay to not have that if you were giving somebody a deal. Bashko threw that out the window. This is about 5 years ago. We said, no, no, no. We are going to give people the best shopping experience you could expect in an environment you would never expect it.
Right. Plus the deal.
Plus the deal. Plus the deal. You know, so we pay attention, like I said. We have all these events catering to around me being there or other members of my team being in a store, talking to customers, listening to customers. So it's not just a suggestion box. You want to tell Omar something, Omar will be there, you can't tell me. That was one of the things we did. I wanted to be there. Before we had the Bashko parties and the Bashko limes, we had these things called Omar days, where I'd just be in a store. And people come and, Omar, I want to see some more of this plastic container. Right. Which one? You know, and that kind of stuff. This is, well, Omar, this is good and all, you know, but we really can't afford this. Okay, cool, no problem.
Right.
So we make a note of that, and so I take my time and I go back to the guys who do the buying and say, this is great, we can see the sales report, and that's the thing, we do research, we do follow-up, we do checking out. So we see the sales report, this is great and all, but they're asking for it like this. Is this something we can get? I don't know, let's look into it. And then we do test runs. So it's a very good example. So we brought in this sofa or settee cover without any expectation of how well it would do. The thing flew off the shelves basically. And we found ourselves in a stock out situation, and people were always there. When you're getting back settee cover, when you're bringing in sofa cover, you love seat, and so that's the feedback you get because you want to know. And then of course with social media being what it is, we have a very, very good social media team. They're listening, they're out there, they're answering questions. They make a call. Omar, I get a question, so and so, they want to know about this and this. Okay, follow it up, get back to people. And I think that's what it really has helped. Paying attention and being willing to make the big changes to accommodate Jamaica's environment now.
What would you say has been the key contributor to Bashko's growth and success over the years?
Okay, so along with the marketing pushes we've been making, Bashko has changed and diversified the lines offered in the stores. And the biggest thing for that was the addition of grocery lines. Because you couldn't find groceries in a Bashko location. That wasn't the thing. I would say, let's try it. Let's add a bit of canned goods here, a bit of some salt, some flour, some cornmeal, and it worked. And so we said, okay, people want this stuff, and so we treat it like that. We test this, we test this, we test this. Diversify, and then also being accessible.
Right.
So, like I said, we have 12 locations, and what we have done is made sure that locations are in places that are accessible to even in smaller places. So, even our Linstead branch, I like to talk about it because it's so small. The Linstead store maybe is the size of this lawn. Okay, but it's there and it's a Bashko and you can find what you're looking for.
Right.
And that's because just because you're in Linstead doesn't mean necessarily you want to drive to Spanish Town to go and get your stuff. You know, so we're there. We try to be there.
What would you say has been your biggest contribution to the industry here in Jamaica?
I think businesses were doing things differently, and because we made the effort and I made the effort to be on the ground and be talking to customers, and physically someone from quote-unquote upper level management is walking around in a store, wherever that store is. I don't care if it's in Savlamar or if it's in Santa Cruz or if it's in Mandeville, I'll be there. And people don't expect that. And what has happened is that I've personified the brand.
Right.
And that personification of the brand has changed what people look for when they're shopping. They want someone to reach out to them. They want someone to engage them. They want someone who is... So yeah, you could shop other places. When I go here, this man talked to me. Because I believe all customers are customers. I don't care if you're spending $100 and something thousand on a brand new freezer or you're coming to buy a $100 plastic container. I don't care. I see every single customer as worth it. And that's the difference we've made. And I see other businesses doing it. I see other businesses with a personality. I see other businesses having more outside broadcasts. I see other businesses doing more television commercials and trying to make really, really good quality radio advertisements.
Right.
And I think that's good. I think I'm proud of that my efforts and my team's efforts have encouraged the industry to be better at what it does.
Right. how would you encourage other young professionals who are starting out in this industry or even otherwise?
You're not going to like my answer, you know.
Let me hear it first.
Let go of the haughty pride. I have had interviews with young people coming out of the universities. I'm a university grad. I am a UE graduate. And I've met UE graduates and I've met other graduates from around the world. And a lot of the problem I see, these young professionals come out, and I'm not saying don't be proud of yourself and believe in yourself, but whether or not you are the greatest thing since sliced bread, let your potential employer discover that. Don't force them to see it. One of the things I try and preach to my team is the greatest failing you can ever make is to believe you're infallible, right? Your first step in a situation where there's something going wrong is, okay, what did I do? That's your first step, not, I want to go on with them, or what happened to them? What did I do? What can I do better? How can I improve what I just did? Let me consult myself and see what I can do differently. Before you blame someone else for the failings of a project or a team, or cry on an organization or try to change what they're doing, see how better you can contribute to the team and to the unit. And don't expect the world to owe you anything. Put in the effort. Just put in the effort.
Omar, I don't know about you, but all this talking has got me working up an appetite. So I am ready for lunch and to experience the macaroni pie.
Yes! Oh, you won't be disappointed, I promise you. I promise you won't be disappointed.
Coming up. So I guess what I want to know from you guys is, how would you describe Omar?
I'm proud of the man that my son has become. And I believe that there is still more that he can achieve.
There's something new and amazing that Mommy buys called Surge lactose-free cow's milk. It's real milk that's easy on my tummy and tastes really yummy. This means everyone can enjoy real milk now. Mommy says with lactose-free milk, she lives worry-free. There's 1% for Mommy and Daddy, full cream for me. Look at milk now.
Introducing Surge lactose-free cow's milk. Enjoy real milk. Available island-wide.
On the next episode of Weekend Business Report, human trafficking ring busted. Trinidad and Tobago police rescue Venezuelan girls forced into prostitution. That plus company news, the top business stories, and the latest stock market numbers from around the world. That's Weekend Business Report with me, Peniel Gale, this Saturday and Sunday.
It's the only show that traces the steps of professionals.
From first and second form, I was involved in some club, some activity.
Then gives information on exactly how to get into that same career.
You do need a good grasp of English.
And know you can branch out into whatever area you want to.
Tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for Career Moves and catch up on all our episodes at batvja.com.
Nice, huh? Crunch in a hot dog.
Cheers, cheers, bigger.
Cheers, cheers.
So I guess what I want to know from you guys is, how would you describe Omar?
Omar is something else. There's very complicated person.
Say nice things.
He's a practical joker, he's a businessman, he is a thinker, he's a family man, he's a father, he's a husband.
He's all kinds of the kind of person that you would, you know, be happy to call brother.
Right.
But at the same time, the kind of person that you slap with a 2x4 the first chance you get.
I've always wondered about Omar. He can be fun to be around. He can be very serious when he's ready. He's a very focused young man. He's actually my favorite second son.
Cheers, Pops.
Omar has, I think, a lot of the characteristics and qualities that I had when I was younger. The effervescence, the focused, purpose-driven type lifestyle, you know. I'm very happy about is the relationship that we all have. The three of us as men in the family, we have a very close, very tight-knit relationship. And I'm very pleased about that. I thank God for that. I'm very proud. I'm proud of the man that my son has become. And I believe that there is still more that he can achieve. Both of them. Both of them.
So Omar, talk to me about your childhood. How you were raised, where you were raised, your siblings.
Okay, so this is my brother.
Only brother?
Only brother. I think if there were any more siblings or what have you, we would have had a problem, I think, with the law. I grew up surrounded by my dad's family and my mom's family in Barbados. We would travel to Jamaica very frequently. Very close-knit family, so like how you see us spending barbecues here.
Right.
Every Saturday and Sunday, we go out to family house.
Right.
We're going to the beach, we're going out by a pool, we're going by somebody's house to eat some food, we're going to the movies. And that was it. That was how you spent most of your weekends. They used to call me Mr. Energy in school. And you know that. I'd try everything. Football, I'm going to try out. Cricket, I'm going to try out. High school for me was when I was introduced to playing an instrument, playing the trumpet. And it was like a whole new world. You know what I mean? It opened up things I would never have thought possible for me. And acting as well. I did acting in high school along with music. And while everyone was off running laps around the field or going in some party or whatever, I'm in the music room. And I'm having a great time in the music room. And that was it for me. I started a jazz band, I was in school orchestra, and it just kept going and going and going from there.
So tell us about your immediate family.
Well, you've met my brother, my dad, my mom, and now, of course, wonderfully enough, is my wife who was bringing me water. Tiger out, you're out, get out. Get out, get out, bring her in. I met Daniel apparently as kids in Barbados, I don't remember. And,
I don't remember either.
I was just about to ask.
We apparently were really young, so we don't remember.
Like 8.
Oh, okay.
We re-met at a party here in Jamaica at my dad's house. Barbecue kind of thing. Right, this is our thing, right?
Apparently.
Funny story, so I called her and says, hey, hi, it's Omar. She's all like,
who?
Who?
Because by this time I had forgotten, right? It's 2 months later. Yeah.
Right. And I said, hey, you want to go see a movie? She's like, what movie? I think it was Iron Man 2. She's like, no, I saw it. She's like, shut down. And then I says, so maybe we can go for ice cream. And she, I like ice cream.
Yeah, I do.
And I took her out for ice cream. And then 5 months after us starting dating, we got engaged.
Okay.
We were married by our 11th month of dating. I told you she just couldn't get enough of me.
Oh.
Right? She was like, let's get married. No, no, no.
No. Yes.
No. And we were married. We were married for 3 years when we decided to have a child. And that's Asher. And it's been...
How many years now? How old is he?
He's 2. He turned 2 on July 9th.
Okay. But how many years have you been married?
We got married on May 15, 2011. See?
Which is how many years?
6 years.
There you go.
Right. All those guys who ever watch this, you want to always remember your anniversary on your wife's birthday? Set your Wi-Fi password as the dates.
Tell me more about your life in music.
Like I said, I started in high school,
Right.
really. I had a jazz band, the Abstract Jazz Band.
Right.
We used to gig, play at like national events and that kind of stuff for corporate parties, that kind of stuff. Moved to Jamaica. I joined a band out here, Black Zebra, rock, reggae, and blues. And I keep practicing trumpet and percussion, as I think I mentioned it earlier. I love music, love to play music and to perform. So I'm in a band up here now, Suzanne Couch and her band. That's exciting. because she's a real Jamaican artist, and her music is impressive, and it really stretches you, pulls better music out of you, you know. I wrote a song for our wedding, and I actually sang it. That was the first time I wrote a song to sing. I used to call her and bug her at work.
He does.
I used to call her.
Just saying the most annoying things, like on purpose. Badly, when I was in the middle of a meeting, he'd be like, honey, honey. And then he'd go,
love you. It's easy cause you're beautiful. Just to mess with her.
I would come right through the speakerphone.
Yeah, I do. I can sing. I don't sing as often as I play trumpet because physically it's impossible to do it at the same time. Keyboardists can sing and guitarists can sing. Trumpeters can't also sing. Too busy, you know. But music is a very, very big part of who I am. It leads to a lot of how I do other things in my life as well.
What's next for Omar Azan?
I love my work. I love my music. I absolutely love my family. And I think what I'm going to be trying to do going forward is build a bit more of myself into a brand and maybe start a business that we can run together. Maybe another child.
Why the air quotes?
We'll see how we'll do with one.
The future for us is we're going to build what we have and turn it into something that we can grow for our family.
Well, Omar, thank you so much for sharing this beautiful day with us.
Oh,
I had so much fun talking to all your friends and family, so thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. It's been nice to someone else come and see, you know, what else is Omar other than what they see on TV.
Exactly.
But thank you for coming.
Oh,
come back anytime.
Well, after that food, I definitely am. And I haven't even had that yet.
Yeah. None for you guys, sorry.
We've come to the end of another episode of Chill Spot, where we spent the day with Omar Azan, Marketing and Public Relations Manager at Bashco, the store that gives you more. Remember, you can check out previous episodes of Chill Spot on batvja.com. Until next time, I'm Candy. Bye. What would you say has been the key contributor to
Well, the backthrow.
Oh, shoot, recording.
Remember to tune into Chill Spot this Friday at 8 p.m. with me and Candy.
Let's meet.
We're taking you beyond our shores, across the region and around the world. Every week, BATV gives you in-depth reporting on the major stories that gripped headlines in the Caribbean and on the international scene. Join us Sundays for This Week Abroad. Business Access TV, serious about business at home and abroad.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the world will one day need the leadership of that child. The time you spend with your child matters. It stimulates their minds and shapes the way they act. Talk with your children. Help them to better understand the world around them and to value what is truly precious. Above all, the most valuable gift you can give them is love. Play, talk, teach, love. Take the time. It makes all the difference. A message from the Parenting Helpline and Ad Council Jamaica.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On point with Kalila Reynolds and Dennis Chung. Dissecting the issues, offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
I'm Danville Walker, Managing Director of Jamaica Observer Limited. You're watching Business Access TV. Stay tuned.
Most women will have an ill-fitting bra at some point in their lives. This week on The Good Life, we'll talk about finding the right size bra for the perfect occasion that's the absolutely right fit. I'm your host, Amita Prasad-Webb. Stick and stay. We're here at La Belle Femme to talk to bra fit specialist Donalda Reed to get the scoop on everything from the sizing process to how to make your bras last. I'm here with Donalda Reed, who is a bra fit specialist here at La Belle Femme. Hi. So let's get into things. Okay. Talk to me about bra fitting. Why is it important for us to get bra fittings?
Well, it's important for a number of reasons. Posture, health, and comfort. If you think about it, if you're wearing the wrong bra, it can be very, very uncomfortable. And it can cause some health issues, particularly if you're heavier breasted. You know, you can be looking at back pain, shoulder pain, even headaches. So it's an important thing.
What is the biggest misconception when it comes on to bra fittings?
I think one of the biggest misconceptions is, and it's been spread by a whole lot of misinformation that's out there, that D or double D are big cup sizes, and that simply is not true. Okay. K or double K are big cup sizes, but D and double D simply are not.
How often should you get a bra fitting?
Well, it's interesting. Really, they recommend you get fitted once a year, but there are other circumstances that will require bra fitting. So, for example, if you gain weight, if you lose weight, if you become pregnant, if you nurse a baby and stop nursing, if you go through menopause, all those things will affect your breasts.
Right. So what would be one of the biggest obstacles to, getting your right size?
Well, again, it's the misinformation, it's the lack of availability of a wide range of sizes. Here at La Belle Femme, we actually carry about 115 sizes. As I say, ranging in size from band sizes up to a 46 and down to a 28, and cup sizes from A through to double K. So.
Small-chested women tend to, I guess people think they tend to be in the A or the size B range. Right. Can a small-breasted woman be a C cup or a D cup?
Or a double D. Yes. The number and the letter work together. So we have to remember that the number is how big your rib cage is, how much you measure right here. And the letter is your breast volume. And so is a 38 double D going to be better than, is going to be smaller or larger than a 28 double D? Yes, because you're adding inches. It's 5 inches difference between here and here if you're a double D. So if you're a 38 double D, you'll be much larger than a 28 or 30 double D.
Okay. Yeah. Talk to us about the range of sizes that you have.
Well, as I say, we do carry a very wide range of sizes, and it can be quite a shock to women when they come in, because we frequently have women coming in saying, I'm a 36 double D, or I'm a 36C, or there are certain sizes we hear over and over again. If a woman is very full-breasted, she will ask us for a 42 double D or a 40 double D, and again, that is just simply not accurate. So we carry in a 40 band, for example, if you were actually very, very small-breasted, you could be a 40A. We've never seen anybody that size, but they do go up to like a K. So every single band size has a wide range of cup sizes within it, which indicates breast volume.
With strapless and other types of bras, what would you say are the biggest misconceptions in regards to the types of bras available?
Well, again, I think it has to do with strapless bras. I think a lot of women find them very uncomfortable, and we refer to as a good-fitting strapless bra as sort of as a holy grail. Because if for somebody like you, for example, who is a very petite individual, if you are not wearing a snug-fitting strapless bra, and you probably would have difficulty finding such a thing except in a store like this, you're going to be pulling it up all the time. And so there are a lot, because it slides down, and that's because you're wearing the wrong size. So when women who are fuller busted or even smaller busted find a bra that doesn't move on them, they just cannot believe it. But again, it's getting into the correct size, making sure it's a snug fit.
How often should you go about replacing your bras?
Well, again, that has to do with how many bras you own and how well you take care of them. If you own, let's say, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bras, and you are taking good care of them, you're washing them carefully, you are not drying them in a dryer, which you should never do, and you're washing them in cold water, either by hand or in a machine on a delicate cycle, they should last anywhere 2-3 years. If you only have a couple of bras, but you're treating them well, you should probably get your bras changed out about every 9 months.
Okay. How do I extend the life of my bras? You mentioned proper care. Right. That's a biggie.
One of the big things is how you put a bra on. Women want to think that it's an easy thing, that you do it up in the front, right, and you spin it around to the back. Yeah. That does such terrible things to your bra. If anybody's ever had an underwire or bone come out of a bra, it is quite often because you have been doing that. So you're wearing that fabric out, that the bone is inside, and it's really detrimental to you. And when you're wearing a bra that fits you, it is much harder to do that, to spin it around, and you're yanking it, and it can cause serious damage.
And let's talk about the different sizes of bras that you have.
Okay, we have a very wide size range, and I can even show you, to give you an example. Now, this is neither the smallest or the largest, but it gives you an idea. So right here, hiding behind our pillow, this bra that you're looking at here, which is, as you can see, very, very small. That is a 30, again, that's how big it is around the rib cage, a 30A. That's pretty much the smallest cup size we carry, and you can see it's very small. This one, which is much harder to see because it is so large, this is a 40. Again, that's the number, that is how big the rib cage is, but it's a 40K. And as you can see, it is significantly bigger. So that is a really substantial different range of sizes, and that pretty much shows you the breadth of sizes we carry.
So let's say I want to wash my bra.
Okay.
Right? How do I go about doing that?
Well, there are several steps that'll help you maintain the life of your bra when you're taking care of them. If you decide you want to wash your bra in the machine, which you can only do under certain circumstances, you would first of all want to hook your bra closed, because in a washing machine it will twist, and this will prevent the underwire from getting out of shape. And if you're going to wash in the machine, you also want to make sure you're doing it on the delicate cycle in cold water and with a great deal of care. The other way, obviously, is to wash by hand. And never put them in the dryer, always hang it to dry. And storage, by the way, you want to store it flat. If you start with a bra like this, if you tuck it inside like this and put it down like that, eventually it will lose its shape because all these wrinkles will become permanent.
Any tips for women who want to go and get a bra fit in or get a bra size in?
The first thing I always suggest is when you walk in, ask what is your range of sizes. If somebody tells you they stop at a double D or a triple D, you are immediately going to know you're not going to get a really accurate fitting because there are so many more sizes available.
So let's say I have my size. Right. Let's go through the different types of bras.
Oh, okay. And different types of bras will create different effects. That's one of the things to keep in mind. Okay. There are many different types. We'll cover off a few. This little bra we were looking at earlier, I don't know if you can turn around if the camera can catch it, but inside here there is extra padding. This is what's referred to as a push-up bra. Anytime you have a bra with this much heavy padding in the bottom, which is really only for smaller breasted girls to give them a little more volume, this bra will do that because it has that extra padding. This also is a plunge bra. And we call it a plunge because, as you can see, it goes down very deeply and it does not have a very wide, this is referred to as the center gore, it doesn't have a wide center gore. And any bra that is a plunge bra will give you a little extra cleavage. So if you're looking for cleavage. Then we have, obviously, a strapless or convertible bra. This bra is great because it is not only a strapless bra, but it has, again, a deep plunge, so it's good under a lot of clothes, so it's very versatile. And then it comes with the straps, so you can also use those if you want to. You'll note there are no seams in this bra at all. This is referred to, as this one is, as a molded cup. There are no seams. Okay. Women tend to think that this is going to give them better support. It's not the truth. What you want is a bra with seams, but in this bra, there are actually two seams, one here and one here, so it's called a three-part cup because you have this part, and this part. What this upward seam does is give you your lift. Anytime you have a bra with seams going up, it gives you lift. So there are bras that will give you a lot of really beautiful décolletage, and those bras typically will have 2 or 3 upward seams because that will just make you look like you're sitting up high and happy. So this gives you your shape. Your seam going up gives you the lift, and your seam going across gives you your shape. Inside this bra, there is also another part which is referred to as a side sling, and that gives you something that all women want, which is forward projection. So in case your breasts tend to go a little to either side, this will help you keep within your body frame.
We're gonna take a break. More Good Life when we return. Cameo brings the creative industries to life. Delighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but 4 walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
We are back with another exciting, innovative and inspiring season.
It takes a lot of stick-to-itiveness, being consistent and persistent in whatever you're doing. That's the bottom line.
Business exists to add value to people's lives. And if we're not doing that, might as well lock down the store and just call it a day.
It's a season 3 of Creating Wealth, Mondays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show and Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV. Serious about business.
Having a corporate event, seminar, awards show, conference, product launch, workshop or expo? Business Access TV is here to showcase your event. Contact our sales department at 908-0919, 906-6357 or 908-2775 for more information. Business Access TV. Serious about business.
You would never wear a pair of shoes that don't fit, so why would you suffer through hours in an ill-fitting bra? If you struggle with a common bra mishap, a few small adjustments can help you find a more comfortable style. Welcome back to The Good Life. We're here with bra fit specialist Donalda Reed, who is going to talk to us about the process of finding the right bra.
There's an interesting thing. People frequently come in thinking that they are either wearing the correct size or they're sort of feeling it's not quite right. And we want to talk about what our first step is. We talk about the fit of the bra they're currently wearing. Now, this lovely lady here, Joette, is wearing a bra, and a lot of people would look at that and say, well, what's really wrong with the fit of this bra? From here, it doesn't look all that bad. So we're going to talk about it, and Chantal, who is one of our bra fit specialists, is going to show where the problems exist. And these are problems I think other women will also have experienced. The very first thing is the center gore, that piece in the center there. And Chantal's showing you what it should be doing, which is sitting flat against her chest. And if that were happening, we'd start cutting into the breast tissue. The other thing is, if you turn sideways, Joette, this underwire here at the side is sitting far too far forward. Her entire breast is not being supported because she is sitting far forward there, and that is also something that women complain about because that will hurt. If you're wearing a bra that doesn't fit you, that underwire is going to be sitting on your tender breast tissue and causing discomfort. The other key area, if you turn sideways, you'll notice she had to do the bra up on the tightest hook. As it happens, this is a 36B, which is definitely not Joette's size. The other thing is, you'll notice it's riding up at the back because when the bra band is too big, you want to show Chantal how big it is even on the tightest hook? That's far too much space. So it will start riding up When it starts riding up, we know what happens to the front. It starts coming down and you do not have support. So we're going to get Joette into her correct size, and then we're going to show you what a difference it makes.
Okay. All right, so talk to us about the fit of the new bra.
Okay. The big difference you'll see right away is that center gore, the piece in the center, is now sitting flat against her rib cage, and that is giving her much better support. And if Joette will turn sideways, you'll also notice now the underwire is going right back against her rib cage. And if Chantal pushes in, that is not breast tissue anymore, that is rib cage. The other thing that you've missed is how she put it on. When she puts the bra on, she ensures that she goes right back to the underwire. You'll also notice where the bra is done up. When you buy a new bra, it should always be on that first set or loosest set of hooks. That is because they give you those 3 sets of hooks, so as the bra stretches, and they all do, no matter how much you pay for them, you can keep moving over. When you get to the last row of hooks, and the bra is now too loose, it's time for a new bra. The other thing you'll note is where the bra is now sitting. It is parallel to the floor, front and back. It is not riding up her back, and that means it's giving her great support. So now if she turns around, you'll see the lift she is now getting from that bra. Okay. It is giving her much better support.
All right, so Joette has changed her bra again, and this is a different size.
It is actually. We tell women not to get too married to a number and a size because different bras will fit slightly differently. Okay. Just for your information, the bra that Joette wore in was a 36B, which clearly did not fit her. The one she had on previously was a 34F. This one is a 34 triple D, so which goes to the idea that triple D is huge because Joette is an average size. It's just a matter of making sure that people understand that the alphabet doesn't end at triple D. This one fits her beautifully. This is again a plunge bra, but it's got a smoother cup, so it's good for under t-shirts, and it's, you know, it's a different style bra, and different styles fit differently.
All right, thank you, Donalda and Chantal and Joette. So guys, stick and stay. We have so much more. We're taking a very short break.
It's the only show that traces the steps of professionals.
From first and second form, I was involved in some club, some activity.
Then gives information on exactly how to get into that same career.
You do need a good grasp of English.
And no, you can branch out into whatever area you want to.
Tune in every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for Career Moves and catch up on all our episodes at batvja.com.
Adam and Eve Day Spa and Salon plans to indulge you this Valentine's Day. Ah yes, drift away, cocoon your body in rich chocolatey goodness, add a massage or a facial in our executive suite. Try out our rainforest water massage to ignite your experience. Do your hair or a couple's mani-pedi. Treat your taste buds to succulent chocolate treats. Come, be pampered. Call us at 754-6018 or visit us at 20 Tobago Avenue, New Kingston. Give the gift of love. Give Adam and Eve. Gift certificates available.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the world will one day need the leadership of that child. The time you spend with your child matters. It stimulates their minds and shapes the way they act. Talk with your children. Help them to better understand the world around them and to value what is truly precious. Above all, the most valuable gift you can give them is love. Play, talk, teach, love. Take the time. It makes all the difference. A message from the Parenting Helpline and Ad Council Jamaica.
Go for God Family Church.
Today's message is for those of you who thought that Jesus was finished.
Inspiring messages.
I'm here to tell you today that you are excellent. God is excellent.
Empowerment from biblical motivation.
To be glorified means to endow with authority. A woman is a powerful, creative being.
Join Pastor Christopher Morgan and the Go for God team as we go for God.
welcome back to The Good Life. La Belle Femme is a retail lingerie store that prides itself on getting women fitted.
Hi again.
Donalda.
Yeah.
So talk to me about La Belle Femme. Where did the concept come about?
Well, when I started looking around to see where I would find a bra that might fit me, and I realized I didn't have many options, and then looking around, clearly I was not alone. That's what made me decide to get into this business. The name La Belle Femme is simply French for the beautiful woman, because we believe all women, regardless of size, shape, or anything, are beautiful. All women are beautiful.
So talk to us about the products and services that you have here available at La Belle Femme.
Well, obviously we start with bra fitting, but then we carry a wide range of styles of bras, like sports bras if you're active, or maternity bras if you're nursing. And we also do fitting for women who are breast cancer survivors. We sell both breast forms and the bras that hold them. And then we expand beyond that into lingerie and panties and some swimwear.
So let's take a look at what you have here.
All right, well, on this wall, we're showing predominantly strapless bras. So you'll see different styles of strapless bras, very smooth cup. This one actually has a little push-up in it. This is more of a bandeau style. Some for the smaller breasted women. We carry a wide range. We carry about 12 styles of strapless bras. This is an interesting bra because it's a very deep U, as you can see. So if you have a very low cup dress on, it would work perfectly. This is kind of a little mini midline bra, but again, only for some smaller sizes, and then some other cute little things here.
Alrighty, and what else do you have?
Well, oh, I should mention, we have backless bras, because if you had a dress on that had a very low back or no back, and you are a certain size, this is a backless, strapless bra. So there's adhesive in the package that you put on the side, and it holds the bra in place, and you can wear any kind of fashion and not be concerned. Back here is actually sort of a comfort bra. It doesn't really give you much in the way of support, but it's good for wearing around the house or if you're just gardening or whatever. And then sports bras, a real sports bra, the kind that actually does support you while you're working out. So inside, as you'll see, there is underwire, so it's called an encapsulation sports bra, so it does provide support, and they go up to a very wide range of sizes. And on the bottom, we have nursing bras. So, if you're a woman who is currently nursing, this bra comes apart, and there you are. You even have a sling still supporting the breast while you're nursing. So these are a very nice bra. And of course, we have a lot more to show you because we have lingerie and panties and many, many other things that would be wonderful. As you can see over here, we have various kinds of sleepwear. Anything from a nightshirt that you can sleep in that's very comfy, down to things like this, which are little camisoles with matching panties. And then we go into things that are even like, this is very cute. It's a little apron, which has a G-string that comes with it. So you have a very sheer little apron. So to keep things warm in the bedroom. And then we go into fuller bodied sleepwear. Again, this is bra sized. So you go they go by cup size. Again, very supportive, but very pretty and very sweet to wear. And then, so these ones do come in plus sizes up to 3X. Even a little leotard that's quite see-through, that's very pretty on. And then on the bottom we have shapewear. You know, we're always being asked for things that will tuck and firm. And so depending upon your level of support, this is actually just something that goes in the midsection, not that you need it, but you know. It does make you look slim, takes about 1.5 inches off the waist while you're wearing it. Something that would go all the way up to the waist, up to the bra line, down to the mid-thigh, tucks you in, smooths you out. Then we have more down here, gives you just this is actually the back. You can see it's actually got nothing where the bum is so that it doesn't flatten you, but it does control your tummy area. And we obviously couldn't be a lingerie store if we didn't have panties. So we have various styles of panties, thongs, G-strings, boy shorts, high waist, all kinds of panties. Well, over here we carry things mostly for the smaller breasted in the most cases. And some of them have push-up. Again, we were talking about push-up earlier. This bra has substantial push-up in the back. So, you know, they are really nice under t-shirts, but give you a little extra boost. Then we also, for any bra, you can buy push-up pads, because we carry a wide range of accessories, and these push-up pads, as you can see, you just put them right inside your bra, underneath the breast. It gives you extra lift, gives you extra volume, so it's another little helpful addition.
You had mentioned that you cater to cancer survivors,
yes,
breast cancer survivors.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the products that you offer.
Well, we start off like we do with any bra fitting to find out what bra size you wear, because the size of bra you wear dictates the size of the breast form. And a breast form is used for a woman who's had a breast removed for, generally speaking, because of cancer. When you have a mastectomy, you now have a space that you want to fill. And we want to be very, very sensitive to the needs of our survivors, and we want to give them a product that looks and feels very much like a breast, but is something that they can insert into a specially designed bra. It's called a pocketed bra, and it slips inside the bra, and you are able to simulate that lost breast. And they come in, you want to have a look at this one. This is a breast form, and you'll notice it's relatively light. Has a color is called tawny, and it works very, very nicely, just slipping it inside the pocket of the bra that's designed to hold it, and it goes right against your chest wall and mimics that lost breast.
Okay. How often do you get, you know, breast cancer survivors?
Requests? We don't get a lot, actually, and I think it's because we haven't promoted that aspect of our business as much, but we do. And probably sadly, there's too much breast cancer out there, and we do get probably about 5 or 6 women in a year.
Well, Donalda, thank you for having us today.
You're welcome.
I'm sure we've all learned a lot about bras and bra fittings. Do you have any final words?
Just that I cannot stress how important it is to get into the correct size, regardless of what size you are. Whether you are very small, whether you're middle size, whether you are large-breasted, it is always a good thing to get into the correct size bra, because the benefits are innumerable.
Comfort is very important in every situation, so be sure to find the right fit. I'm your host, Amita Prasad-Webb, and this is The Good Life.
Having a corporate event, seminar, awards show, conference, product launch, workshop or expo? Business Access TV is here to showcase your event. Contact our sales department at 908-0919, 906-6357 or 908-2775 for more information. Business Access TV, serious about business.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Hi, my name is Diane Plummer, and I'm the Managing Director for Your True Shade. So the program that I participated in was Creating Wealth, and it would give viewers an idea of the different processes in Your True Shade, taking the products from the raw materials to the production and then finally to the consumer. Being on Business Access TV has definitely impacted my business because since the feature was aired, I got a lot of calls asking about the products, where they can get products, and asking additional information as well. Another thing that I did was to actually link the video to my social media posts so that persons can actually learn more about the brand. So for persons considering BATV, I would definitely recommend it because you will definitely see the payoff for it. Persons will definitely be interested in finding out more about you as well as your brand.